for tonight's live Facebook record sale. I forgot to lay our thumbnails up here, Tanner. Dadgummit. That was some good stuff, too. It's too late now. Thanks, everybody, for joining us. We are live. I'm sending a message, sorry, before I start sharing. Okay, let's go. Monday, new sale. Sorry, I was sending out some last minute messages. We were worried we wasn't going to be able to connect due to some technical difficulties, but we're live. Let's go and start sharing. So welcome everybody, Monday. The last time we were live was Saturday night, and we were live for 6 hours and 11 minutes straight. We did a 6-hour non-stop marathon, longest we'd ever went, and the latest I think I'd ever been on Facebook. I remember doing one night past 1 a.m., but it was like a night I got started at 9, and I think I was even by myself. But we had an epic Saturday night. Invoices have been sent out. If you haven't got one already, then Tanner's in the process of getting those out, but everybody should be getting an invoice before the end of the day. I've got to share this in a couple places, including the, let's see here. Let's go back here, and I'm going to put live now. And let's go to YouTube. We're also streaming live on YouTube. I'm going to go ahead and grab my charger because my bar indicator just went red. If I charge up first part of the show, we should be good. Thank you, Seth. You might have just saved yourself. He handed me the charger. That might have saved him his job tonight. All right, let's go to Instagram and post this on our story. There's our Instagram. There is story. Let's click here on this. And click link live now and your stories. Okay, so Mondays turned out to be one of these nights where, like, if you're into vintage, Monday's your night because usually we don't get a big vinyl shipment on Monday because there's usually not a lot that goes out Friday, and unless there was just something weird with the deliveries, we usually don't get a lot of new vinyl for Monday. But it looks like Paul and John has got us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 crates of vintage. That's a lot. 9 crates of vintage. So, let's see. Let's go here and let me figure out where we're at with our first crate. So, here's some auction stuff. Ozzy, Motley Crue, Alice in Chains, Stevie Ray Vaughan, Hooker, John Lee Hooker, Osborne, Ozzy Osbourne, Rat, Whitley, Keith Whitley. That's where we're at on those. We're probably going to auction those. And let me see what I've got here in this bin. Let's go through a bin of new vintage. Let's go ahead and get started. bin of new vintage. I'm going ahead and taking a peek, and let's get started. Well, I guess we need to go through some new vinyl. Let's go through some new vinyl first. Alice in Chains is not OG. Alice in Chains is not OG. Okay. All right. Here we go. Let's see what we have in here. Then I'll get it off the table. We have Guns N' Roses. Actually, you know what? I'd rather to start with vintage. I'm going to change it up. I'm going to go straight into this crate. There's a lot to go through. And then I'll go through our new vinyl, which is 2 titles and some puzzles. So it's not even new vinyl. It's 2 titles and some puzzles. 2 titles and some puzzles. Let's see what we have in here. I don't think these are check condition. Then we'll get new auction started in just a second. Let me get my phone over here where I can see the comments a little bit better. All right. Of course, Tom Jones. Don't let our dreams die young. Tom Jones is $9.99. And guess what? It has a hop sticker. Elton John, Heartache All Over the World. This is a 12-inch single. Promo, has a gold stamp promo on the front. That is $9.99. Laverne and Shirley, interesting, $24.99. Laverne and Shirley has a promo Atlantic sticker on the front. Super clean near mint minus vinyl. That is $24.99. Chris Christopherson, Spooky Ladies Sideshow. Chris Christopherson is $14.99. Monument Label has a promo strip, super clean vinyl, gatefold cover. That is Chris Christopherson. Is this a gatefold? It's not a gatefold. Has the original inner sleeve, though. Carlene wants EJ. That's Elton John. First sale of the night and first sale of the week. Carlene Rollins. Chris Christopherson, Border Lord. We got back-to-back Christophersons with promo strips, but I'm not seeing promo labels. This also has the hop sticker featuring the hit single Josie. So back-to-back Christophersons there. Very nice. This is Rubber Soul. This is a Japanese import, $39.99, 1970 Japanese import with the insert. Side 2 label reads Saeed 2. It's a misprint, S-I-E-D 2, S-I-E-D 2. This is Rubber Soul, S-I-E-D on side 2. So this is a misprint label. It is super nice, near mint minus and pristine Japanese, $39.99, Rubber Soul. Jimi Hendrix, Together with Little Richard. This is a Pickwick pressing, $14.99. Jimi Hendrix, Together with Little Richard, or Together Little Richard. I don't know if these are actually tracks together or if it's like a split LP or something. But that's $14.99, Hendrix and Little Richard. REO Speedwagon, REO 2. This is in shrink wrap. REO Speedwagon is $19.99. That's in shrink wrap, REO Speedwagon. Leonard Skinner, Legend, featuring the vocals of Ronnie Van Zant. Near mint minus vinyl, $34.99. Gold stamp promo as well. Leonard Skinner, Legend, $34.99. On Top of Spaghetti and More Songs Children Love to Sing. On Top of Spaghetti, $14.99. That's on Cap Records. KC and the Sunshine Band. Gatefold. This is a self-titled, $19.99. Now, Paul Brothers put L and S, and then Shane put LS. L and S, I believe, is for Laverne and Shirley, and I believe LS is for Leonard Skinner. So that means Laverne and Shirley, Paul, and Shane, LS for Leonard Skinner. Songs of Christopherson. This one's actually a promo copy. Songs of Christopherson on Columbia, white label promo. Songs of Christopherson, $19.99. Michael Jackson, Farewell My Summer Love, 1984. MJ is $24.99. That's never before released tracks. Hall & Oates, Private Eyes, $19.99 for Hall & Oates Private Eyes, and Hall & Oates Oh Yeah with hop sticker. This is $19.99, also a gold stamp promo. Bill Haley in the Comets, Rock. This is $14.99. Bill Haley in the Comets, Rock, $14.99. And Steve Martin, A Wild and Crazy Guy. It has the photo with it, which I don't see too often. $16.99. Yes, as promised from Saturday night, we need the air horn already. That is correct. We need the air horn already. If it's behind the counter, I'm going to explain why we need the air horn. But we had, when we stopped the sale last night or Sunday morning, about 1:30 a.m., almost 2, we had a layover of a deal. And it took me all weekend to finally get with Brent and Jeff. And I've got a deal done, and I'm going to officially show what that is and do that. So we have the Jackson's Victory. This is $24.99, gold stamp promo. The Jackson's Victory, $24.99. And Whitney Houston is $39.99. Whitney Houston. There is some cover damage on the back. This album is called Whitney Houston. Has the original inner sleeve, and that is $39.99. Superb vinyl. Superb vinyl, $39.99. Steely Dan Gaucho. This is also a Japanese pressing. Near mint and pristine with the Japanese insert, $49.99. Wow, that is your typical super nice Japanese quality. Gaucho, $49.99. Steely Dan, no Obi on that one. If you get Steely Dan albums with the Obies, they get exponentially more. The Impressions, the Vintage Years, $34.99. Jerry Butler and Curtis Mayfield, that is $34.99. And we have Ronnie Hawkins, the Giant of Rock and Roll. Ronnie Hawkins is $19.99. The Giant of Rock and Roll. Another one with a promo sticker or stamp, no promo label. $19.99. All right, let me make sure I didn't miss any comments earlier in the feed. I basically went right into vintage. We pulled Laverne and Shirley. We pulled Leonard Skinner. I don't want to make sure I missed anything else. And we have started with our first bin of vintage. I will go through those one more time in just a second. I'm going to go ahead and introduce some auctions. But first, we haven't rung an air horn in a week, maybe 2 weeks. And part of the deal last night, this is a very interesting record. This is, you know, I've showed y'all before. This actually had never been shown. I went through a high-end bin. Saturday night / Sunday morning, and this record popped in there. I was waiting to really take pictures and show everybody what we have, and it accidentally got slipped into a high-end bin, and then we ended up selling it. We ended up selling several things out of that bin, some stuff I'd never shown before. I've got another Beatles album I'm going to put up tonight that has never been shown, that I've had for almost a year now from Fred's collection. It's a sealed Beatles album. I'll show that in just a second. But this is an original, and I know about every week you'll see 2 to 5 of these. We get them all the time. The bootlegs, the fake copies of Introducing the Beatles. This is a real one. It's actually an oddity, though. It's a version 1 cover that is upside down. So if you flip it normally, the cover is upside down. So this is a version 1 cover with the tracks on the back, and then it's a version 2 record with a 45 label. If you see the label, it's smaller than a normal size label. That's actually a label that would have been on a VJ 45. And I showed this. Actually, Brent had just asked about it, and then we had Jeff McMaster made an offer, and then basically it was sold for $550 to Brent if he wanted it. But I promised I would send him pictures and tell him exactly what this is. And there's really no listing on Discogs for it. If you get on PopSite, there's one recently sold for $690, but this is actually a top 1 cover, top 2 45 label disc, Introducing the Beatles. So an actual real one. This is a real one, unlike many of the bootlegs. So with that being said, we have a $500 plus sale. Brent Robley, Introducing the Beatles. Technically $550, and sorry, Jeff McMaster. He did it, I'm getting it. I don't know if Jeff is watching. I think Brent is, so Tanner's holding his ears. We hadn't rung that in a couple weeks, I don't think. It's been a while since we've had a $500 plus sale. Finally, man, and you know, these records, if you have one, I can authenticate it. I can at least tell you what you have. You know, if you do have the right one, the right version, I mean, you see what we had it marked. We had it marked 750, and I think one had brought north of 800 recently that we found on PopSite. Conditions a lot on those, but there's a lot of variants. It's quite complicated. If I can't figure it out, John Young can figure it out. So that's a very complicated release. But if you do have one, you might want to check it out, because you can have one that's worth more than $1,000 if you have the right version. But most of them are bootlegs and counterfeits, especially if it has stereo across the top. If your cover has stereo, then there's a high possibility it's not a real one. So that album was made from '63 all the way through the '80s. And of course, anything made in the '80s they're not worthless. You can still play them. It's still a Beatles record, but nothing like those original pressings. So All right, we have Ronnie Hawkins, Rock and Roll Resurrection. Ronnie Hawkins is $19.99. And Waylon Jennings, Old Waylon, $24.99 for Waylon Jennings, Old Waylon. Got some Ronnie Hawkins, got some Waylon Jennings. Fonzie. Never seen this before. Fonzie, he's our man. $14.99. $14.99. Fonzie, he's our man. $14.99 on that. And the Honey Drippers. This is $24.99. Gold stamp promo, the Honey Drippers. It looks like Esperanza Records. Is this some kind of... Is this a foreign press? What do we have here? I guess not. Maybe? No? $24.99 gold stamp promo on the Honey Drippers. And Whitney, Love Will Save the Day. Now, I've never seen that one. Gold stamp promo from 1988. That is $24.99. Craig Proper wants the Honey Drippers, interested in the sealed Beatles. Mark, coming soon. Don't go anywhere. I'll go ahead and tell you, it's a $450 start, but I'll show it. The Toll, the Price of Progression, $9.99. We have Ringo's Rotogravure, $24.99 for Ringo Starr. And Will the Circle Be Unbroken, $39.99. Will the Circle Be Unbroken? Little Feet, Feets Don't Fail Me Now, that is $19.99. David Polkey wants Toll, Toll. All right, let's get our first auction started tonight. We have new Japanese stuff, it looks like, over here. We went through, oh my gosh, the other night, I don't know how many we went through, but a bunch. We're going to get started with a Beatles LP and a Styx in our Japanese department. We've also got USOGs to auction, including some of the stuff that was in the hot picture. But first, I'm going to get us warmed up with some Japanese stuff. I'll show that in just a second. So that was our first crate of vintage. We have not been through anything else, so if you just hopped on, here it is. If you haven't already, please take a minute to share our feed. We really appreciate sharing our feed. We had a great week last week. When we do all of our invoicing, we kind of finally see our numbers, and we had a great week. It was under the radar, a really sneaky great week, mostly because we had 6 streams, including coins and knives. So thanks everybody for your continued support. Please make sure you shared our feeds every time. We appreciate it. First is Tom Jones, $9.99. Quick run through for these. We had Chris Christopherson. This was a Japanese pressing of Rubber Soul, $39.99. Does Tom Jones have She's a Lady? Not on this one, Vicky. Not on that one. Jimi Hendrix Together, Little Richard, $14.99. REO Speedwagon 2 in shrink wrap, $19.99. $19.99. On Top of Spaghetti, $14.99 for On Top of Spaghetti. Casey and the Sunshine Band, $19.99. Another Christopherson. This is actually a white label promo. Songs of Christopherson. Michael Jackson is $24.99. Seth is outside like running around his car in circles. It's kind of interesting. Hall & Oates Private Eyes, $19.99 for Hall & Oates Private Eyes. Hall & Oates Oh Yeah was $19.99. Also, Steve Martin, Wild and Crazy Guy, and Bill Haley and the Comets Rock, $14.99 on that. All right, so our first Japanese auctions is Styx. Kilroy is here, or was here. Was it? Was. It's past tense. Kilroy was here. That's a $35 start, near mint and pristine. This is a top Japanese pressing. Has both inserts, including the booklet there, and a really nice cover with Obi. No discolorations, marks, or wear, or hardly anything on this one. Top copy, $35 start, and the Beatles Magical Mystery Tour. The Beatles Magical Mystery Tour is going to be a $65 start. And guess what? You get a bonus LP. You get a bonus LP. Not only do you get the near mint and pristine Magical Mystery Tour, but you also get a random Venus and Mars that was in this when we got it. It has nothing to do with it, but you get a bonus free LP. You can put that on. Listen, full album, Venus and Mars, has the Japanese insert, the original Japanese inner sleeve, and super duper nice cover. And let's see if the book is attached. The book is attached. The book is attached. I think you want to store them like this. Your copies of Magical Mystery Tour, I think they say store them like with your spine down. That way the book, gravity doesn't pull on the book, right? So they'll stay intact. All right. Is Soul Collected coming in? I believe so, Stacy. Those hadn't been released for shipping, but yes, I believe that is coming in. The Jacksons Victory, Whitney Houston, Steely Dan Gaucho, Also the Impressions, Ronnie Hawkins, Waylon Jennings, Fonzie, Whitney Houston, Ringo, Will the Circle Be Unbroken, and Little Feat. Those are all available. That was our first crate of vintage. Let's go right into a new one. So opening bids on those auctions are $35 and $65 starts. Now's the time. Let's see what they've got marked for us over here. I've gotten more new vintage arrivals. Let's see what's in here. Make sure there's no like promo autographed Velvet Underground and Nico that's just casually sitting in one of the bins that we could auction. If we did have one of those signed by Lou Reed and Andy Warhol, that would be pretty incredible. First press mono autographed, inscribed by Andy Warhol. Hall of Fame record. Steely Dan was Gaucho. That was a Japanese pressing near mint. Stacy, when that gets released, if it's on its way, just keep asking, but I will let you know, okay? Thank you for that. Okay, let's see what we have. Final calls on these, $35 and $65. Can we make a note about Brian May Starfleet? I have not looked at that for Craig Proper. Yeah, let me show. I can show them, actually. We just got two. Before I do the puzzles, there's only two new LPs that are in. Korn and another restock of Endless River. Korn is a new release for this Friday. We got these really early. Korn is $39.99. That is their self-titled album. There was a pre-order. I think we had 15 names on the pre-order. I don't have them wrote down yet, but this is 2 LP, glow-in-the-dark jacket. I've got 3 left for Korn. And then Pink Floyd, The Endless River, is $44.99. I can read those names on Korn if I need to. Let me pull that up actually very quickly. Korn is, and that's the only 2 new LPs. Now, we will go through some other stuff tonight, new vinyl-wise, but far as like stuff that has been pulled out of a box, that's it. Here's everybody who pre-ordered a Korn, and that is a Korn Untitled, not self-titled, Untitled, limited edition, deluxe, glow-in-the-dark cover, 2 LP, $39.99, 15th anniversary. So Eli Tomlinson, Scotty Hops, Jeff Hawes, Todd Tipton, Dwayne Sevilla, Matt Shiker, David Schroeder, Matt Algram, Randy Scarborough, Greg Preston, Kyle Gregory, William Simmons, and James Bragg pre-ordered that. That's Korn, Untitled. We have 3 left, $39.99, and then also Pink Floyd, The Endless River. That's the only 2 new LPs that came in, except for a couple of Funkos and some puzzles, which I will show momentarily. All right, new vintage arrivals. The Manhattan Transfer, Bop Doo-Wop Manhattan Transfer. That is $9.99. We have the Guess Who, Song Long Bannatyne. That is $17.99. Korn is $39.99. The Who, So Long Bannatyne was $17.99. We have 1 Pink Floyd and 1 Korn. 1 Korn and 1 Pink Floyd, sold to Steve Howe. Those are both sold. Huey Lewis and the News, picture this. Huey is $19.99. Steve Winwood, awesome compilation here. Steve Winwood music, 2 LP gatefold, $34.99. I could listen to that on repeat. Monsters of Rock, Japanese pressing. This is $39.99. Monsters of Rock, Japanese pressing. This is $39.99. Red, Polydor, Japanese pressing, near mint, pristine. Rainbow Scorpions, April Wine, Saxon, Ride, and Touch. That's a Japanese pressing, no Obi, $39.99. The Best of Buffalo Springfield is $34.99. Retrospective, $34.99. Also, I think someone claimed that, yeah, David got the Steely Dan Japanese out of the last spin. I showed that Japanese, and I was like, wait a minute. I forgot to pull this one. David Eberly wanted this. David Eberly got the Japanese Steely Dan, Tanner, and Greg Rogers wants a Korn Untitled. Boy, it looks scary outside. Very ominous. The trees are bent over, and the sky's like black with low-hanging clouds. This is sold to Greg Rogers. Sean Druin gets the Monsters of Rock, and Tanner, that is $39.99 on Monsters of Rock. Paul Brothers was second. On that one. Okay, let me make buy it now because we got some killer auctions to get rolling. I like doing those within the first couple hours. Let's make this a buy it now. Sticks, a pristine copy, $35 buy it now. And the Magical Mystery Tour Japanese pressing, beautiful copy with a bonus LP of Venus and Mars, $65 buy it now. Was there anybody on standby? Let's find out. Sticks, Kira Wogas here. Mr. Roboto. $35 buy it now on that one. And that's sold to Fred Carnell. Sean says give it to Paul Brothers. He's going to pass, and that was marked. That was $39.99, by the way. And that is now Paul Brothers. So Sticks is sold to Fred Carnell for $35. If anybody wants the Beatles with a bonus LP, little extra bonus in there. That's just how it came shipped to us from Japan. Working on getting my passport. I got to get over there ASAP. I started on it again last night. If I would have done it when I first said 4 months ago, I'd probably already been there and back. But I've just delayed that for some reason. All right, let's see what we got over here in our auction pile. I know a lot of people's asked about this. It is an unofficial. Let me go ahead and knock it out. And because I know there's a lot of people interested in it. And I'm going to go ahead and put up this Rat album. So first, Rat, Dancing Undercover, is a near mint USOG with hop sticker. This is a $45 start for Rat. It has the original inner sleeve. The vinyl is near mint minus. That's a $45 start on Rat. Dancing Undercover, very clean copy. VG Plus cover. The vinyl is near mint minus with hop sticker. And this is Alice in Chains. We got a collection. This may be some stuff Paul literally bought today. He went to, I hadn't got to talk to him, but I think he went to Cookeville and bought a collection from a customer of ours who was thinning out some stuff. So I think that's where this came from, and maybe that, and maybe some of the other stuff we have tonight. So Alice in Chains, this is called Self-Titled or Tripod or Three-Legged Dog. This has never been officially re-released. This is a bootleg, unofficial press. This does exist as an OG, but this is a bootleg press. $65 start. It's a 2LP green vinyl, and this is Alice in Chains, Self-Titled. That is one of their studio albums. This is one of those we're patiently waiting to be repressed officially, but right now there's no window in sight. I got an email the other night from Alice in Chains. It came out really early. I was still awake. I was excited. It's the dinosaurs. I thought, oh wow, they're finally pressing that on vinyl. But it was just an anniversary. They're not re-releasing the music or anything. It was just a bunch of merchandise, T-shirts, cups, toboggans, all kinds of stuff. And I was like, man, the anniversary of I can't remember that full album, but I was like, they've missed a golden opportunity to press it on vinyl, and they're not. Share the Land, the Guess Who. Share the Land, the Guess Who. That is 1999. Harry Nilsson, son of Schmilson. This is a 1972 pressing with the booklet. That has the booklet with it, $24.99. Alice in Chains is at $75. Rats at $45. The Doors, Alive She Cried, is $34.99. The Devil Put Dinosaurs here. That's it, yes. That I got an email and I was like, wow, they're going to reissue that. And it was just merchandise. They just put out all kinds of new T-shirts and stuff like that. And I was like, wow, they just missed out on a lot of money. They must not realize the demand for Alice in Chains albums. The Doors is $34.99. The Kinks, Give the People What They Want, $14.99. That's in shrink wrap. The Eagles, The Long Run, U.S. Press and Gatefold. That is $24.99. Eagles, The Long Run, $24.99. And 16 Greatest Hits of the Isley Brothers. 16 Greatest Hits of the Isley Brothers, $19.99. The Eurythmics, Touch, $19.99. This has Here Comes the Rain Again. The Eurythmics is $19.99. And Rick Wakeman, No Earthly Connection. Rick Wakeman's $14.99. We do have a $45 bid on Rat, going once, going twice. Alice in Chains is at $80. That's going once, going twice. The Pointer Sisters, Steppin'. The Pointer Sisters is $9.99. Also, this is X-Ray. What is this? 12-inch single, $9.99. X-Ray, Max Kid, featuring M and C Rock. X-Ray, Lookout Soul is back. That is $9.99. Also, Dexter Wansel, or Wansell maybe. It's Been Cool. I'll Never Forget, My Favorite Disco. That's also a 12-inch single, $19.99. Don McLean, Tapestry, $9.99. And Dr. Hook, a little bit more, $14.99. Yes, Alice in Chains is at $80. That's now going once, going twice. Now a final call on Rat. It is green vinyl 2LP. Shane Devers has that for $80. 12-inch single of Mixed by Bobby DJ Gattaradro. I think I very butchered that too. a Tom Moulton mix, Moon Boots, 1999. Unfamiliar with those. Pat Travers Band, Crash and Burn, 1999. Yes, Alice in Chains is an unofficial. This is First Choice, Double Cross, $9.99. And the Grassroots, Powers of the Night. I've never seen that Grassroots album. $12.99. Grassroots, $12.99. Jennifer Warren's famous Blue Raincoat, The Songs of Leonard Cohen. The Songs of Leonard Cohen. Jennifer Warren's, $34.99. Gideon Whedon wants the Waylon, old Waylon out of the last crate. Waylon, old Waylon out of the last crate. Now the sun's come out here. Looks very odd outside. It's like black skies and sun. This is sold to Gideon Whedon. Thank you. Alice in Chains is a green vinyl, unofficial, $90. And yes, Rat, Jeff, your comment came in at a good time because I was about to sell it. Rat is an OG. Vinyl's near mint minus, has the original inner sleeve, VG Plus cover. That's at $45, and it's a final call, final warning. Cliff Richard, I'm No Hero, $14.99 on Cliff Richard. Lionel Richie is $14.99. This is self-titled Lionel Richie. Michael Frank's Objects of Desire. There's our first piece of nightly nudity tonight, $9.99. Brian C. wants the Pat Travers Crash and Burn. That's sold to Brian C. Shalimar, Circumstantial Evidence, that is $9.99. Harry Morris said weather. I don't think that was a claim. There's another mix by Bobby DJ. That is $39.99. Those must be some good 12-inch singles. Journey Captured is a Japanese pressing, 2LP. This is Japanese, $49.99. Journey Captured, 2LP. That is a Japanese pressing, near mint and pristine Japanese insert. That is $49.99. Journey Captured. All right, he passes on Rat, so let's go ahead and sell that for $45. And that was sold for $45. One and only bid to Shane Devers. And final call on Alice in Chains. Shane Devers has that for $90. And that means Chris Frazier, if you want to bid, final call. Terry Callier, Sign of the Times. 12-inch single, red or white label, Electra, $19.99. I said red because usually Electra sometimes is red. Sam Phillips, The Indescribable Wow, shrink wrap and hop sticker. That is $19.99. Spirit, 12 Dreams of Dr. Sardonicus, $17.99. Surfing Classics, a collection of the greatest surfing songs of all time. Wow. Presented by Wendy's Old Fashioned Hamburgers. Wendy's, that is sealed. Must have been something from Sunkissed and Wendy's. I guess you could have went and bought at the store there or at a Wendy's, or they gave it to you or something. Okay, next auction is going to be John Lee Hooker. John Lee Hooker, Coast to Coast Blues Band, anywhere, anytime, any place. This is going to be a $30 start. United Artists, it's a gatefold. It looked like it had a promo sticker on the back. It says promotion copy not for sale. The label is not marked promo, but there is a promo sticker on the back. John Lee Hooker is a $30 start. That's up for bid. AIC, $92.92. Arthur Prosser on SP. SP was for Sam Phillips, possibly. If so, that's sold to Arthur. AIC, $95. Now AIC is $100. Surfing Classics is $24.99. Sealed, Sunkissed, Wendy's promo. REO Speedwagon Live, that is $34.99. The Beatles' Greatest is a 1966 German pressing, $34.99. Nectar, Remembering the Future, or Remember the Future. I butchered that one. Nectar, Remember the Future, $34.99. Nectar, Remember the Future, $34.99. $30 bid on John Lee Hooker. Shane, you're out on Alice in Chains. High bid's at $100. Deep Purple, The House of Blue Light. This looks like some kind of Russian pressing. It is, $19.99. USSR, that's a Russian pressing, $19.99. Arthur Prosser first on Nectar. Kevin Doxey first on Journey. And Tanner, that is $49.99 on that one. That was the Japanese pressing. That's $49.99 to Kevin Doxey. Alan, you were second on Nectar. Chris Wood Sr. wants the Deep Purple. And Alice in Chains is at $105. Condition of Beatles' Greatest Hits. Beatles' Greatest Hits. No condition notes on it. The cover is VG or VG minus. I see some staining. I see some spine wear. The vinyl, though, is super nice. That's on the EX Plus side of things. John Young on that. AIC is an unofficial green vinyl 2LP. Unofficial green vinyl 2LP. I wish we had an OG. Unfortunately, though, the starting bid would be $300 plus. I don't know. I've never had one. I just know they're not cheap. They do exist, though. Green vinyl unofficial. They're about probably 3 times more than what this one's going for right now. John Young wants the Beatles' greatest. Alice in Chains is at 105. Chris is out. Final call. Shane Devers has the green vinyl unofficial Alice in Chains self-titled 105. Thomas Hujar has John Lee Hooker for 30. Those are final calls. Burbank's Finest. This is a Warner Brothers compilation. $24.99. Burbank's Finest all meat sampler. One of those Jimi Hendrix Captain Coconut. I don't know if I've heard that one before. That's one of the tracks on here. $24.99 on that one. All right. Greg Preston, 32 on John Lee Hooker. We have Steppenwolf Gold, their greatest hits. $24.99. Steppenwolf Gold, their greatest hits. $24.99. And live. Hotels, Motels, and Road Shows. This is a live unofficial or a live official comp. We got the word unofficial in my mind. Almond Brothers, Greg Allman, Marshall Tucker, Elvin Bishop. That is $24.99. $24.99. Brian C. wants Burbank's Finest compilation. Final call on this. Alice in Chains, green vinyl, unofficial, 105. Brian C. got the comp. Thomas is back in on John Lee Hooker at 33. Chris Crowley wants Steppenwolf Gold. That is sold to Chris Crowley. There's the Hotels, Motels, and Road Shows. That was $34.99. Bachman Turner Overdrive 2 is $14.99. National Lampoon's Lemmings. National Lampoon's is $14.99. Greg's back in on John Lee Hooker at 35. Contains the band Alias. Contraband. $9.99. Angel, Sinful. Angel is $19.99. Craig Fuller, Eric Kaz. This is $9.99. Arthur Prosser on Lemmings, National Lampoons. We have Greg Rogers wants the Hotels Roadshows Live. That's sold to Greg Rogers. Tommy Flowers wants Craig Fuller. That is sold to Tommy Flowers. And I'm sure someone's going to grab Angel in just a moment. The band, Stage Fright, $34.99. The band, Stage Fright. This is Two's Company, Aztec Two-Step. Aztec Two-Step, $9.99. And Todd Rundgren, Initiation, $19.99. All right, Alice in Chains is sold to Shane Devers at 105. They're still bidding on John Lee Hooker. High bid is $37. Time for our next auction. Let's pull something out of the Japanese bin. So far, the only thing not sale is the Beatles Magical Mystery Tour, which was a $65 start. We do have some great Japanese stuff over here that I have not advertised, nor have you seen, and we're going to start with a promo Billy Squier, Enough's Enough. It's a mint promo copy from Japan. Billy Squier, Enough is Enough. White label promo markings. This is a $45 start. You guessed it, the vinyl is near mint minus and pristine. There's the Japanese insert and cover with Obi. Don't see that one as often, based purely on the release. It does have one little flip back in the Obi right here, which I think can be creased out. That's a $45 start on that one. John Lee Hooker's at 38. Greg's out, so Thomas has that. Going once, going twice. CCR, another Japanese compilation. This is $39.99. This is CCR Best 20. This is a CCR compilation. $39.99. This is, Paul put every CCR song you need. $39.99. That's no Obi on that one. That is a Japanese compilation. $29.99. Bad Company, Desolation Angel. Bad Company's $19.99. Fred, the John Lee Hooker is called Coast to Coast Blues Band. Anywhere, anytime, any place. High bid on that's 38. Final call. Sherry Darnell wants CCR. Tanner, that one was $39.99. That's so too. Sherry Darnell. Gypsy Tramps and Thieves, The Way of Love. $14.99 on Gypsy Tramps and Thieves. Crazy Horse is $29.99 for Crazy Horse. And B.B. King in London. B.B. King is $29.99. B.B. King in London. Gatefold, that's $29.99. Do you want to get funky with me? Peter Brown, $9.99. Monica Malley first on B.B. King. Ringo Starr, Goodnight Vienna. Ringo is $24.99. And Dirt Band, Jealousy, that is $14.99. The Dirt Band. And Angel, hell of a band. Angel is $19.99. And the classic Who's Next? This is an OG Decca pressing, $34.99. The Who's Next? OG Decca, $34.99. The Who's Next? A classic, $34.99. Randy Scarborough on Angel. John Lill gets the Who, and Tanner, that was $34.99. Something else I was going to auction when I saw that was a Decca, but that's sold to John Lill, $34.99. All right, so new bids on John Lee Hooker, $39 and $40. No bid on Billy Squier, so if anybody wants it, it's a $45 buy it now. White label promo, near mint, and pristine. Enough's enough. I'm going to put this up because I know the next auction will definitely get a bid. His name is Ozzy Osbourne, and it's going to be the Ultimate Sin. That's a $45 buy it now on Billy Squier. Going right up there with the Beatles Magical Mystery Tour. I'm not really going to go back through this bin because there's a lot in here and we have a lot more to go through. I may just skim and read you off some titles and remind you of some stuff, but there's a lot still left in this one, and I'm going to grab another one right now. First, we have Ozzy, the Ultimate Sin. This is a $75 start for Ozzy. Another Ozzy record that's not in print nor has never been reissued unless you get one of the $2,000 Ozzy box sets, which is incredible if you can find one of those. This is OG. It's super clean vinyl. It's closer to the EX side rather than near mint minus. It's closer to EX. EX Plus has a couple scuffs on it. As you know, you're going to be playing this one awfully loud. No insert. Sometimes it has a merchandise insert. Not with this one. Nice jacket, though. Very little signs of wear. Maybe a couple creases. But other than that, very, very nice. Gary Samuel, 75. Shane, 85. Ultimate Sin. All right. Fred's out on John Lee Hooker. He tried one time. Thomas has it for 40. Now that's a final call. Let's see. Manhattan Transfer. The Guess Who. Huey Lewis. Steve Winwood still available. Somebody needs to get that. Buffalo Springfield. Best of. Another Guess Who. Harry Nilsson. The Doors live. The Eagles. The Kinks. Isley Brothers. The Eurythmics. Rick Wakeman. Pointer Sisters. We had a couple disco 12-inch singles. Don McLean Tapestry. Dr. Hook. Another couple disco singles. The Grassroots. An album we've never had. It's later in their career. Jennifer Warnes. Cliff Richard. Lionel Richie. Michael Franks, Shalimar, a couple more disco 12-inch singles, Spirit, Surfing Classics, and REO Speedwagon Live. Stacy wants Steve. That was Steve Winwood here. That's so to Stacy Metternich. Yes, any Taylor Swift. Mark, which one are you looking for? Because we have, I think, anything that's in print that's not a special record store day release, anything super duper rare. We don't have any of the $500 ones, but I think we have all of her albums in stock. So just let me know which ones you're looking for. Contraband, another Angel album that's still left, 1999. These are very nice. Usually those get grabbed. The Band, Aztec Two-Step, Todd Rundgren, Bad Company, Cher, Gypsy Tramps and Thieves, Crazy Horse, Peter Brown, Ringo Starr, and the Dirt Band. All right, John Lee Hooker is sold to Thomas Hujar for $40. That's sold to Thomas for $40. Let's grab a new crate of vintage. We might knock out a little bit of new vinyl too back here. I need to go back through some stuff. But that was the first couple crates of vintage. Very good. Let me get a sneak peek. I think Paul was here today. I believe he went out and bought a collection. I've been kind of out of pocket. I went and bought, I stayed up all night working on comic books. By the way, I've had several people want me to show a few comic books tonight from that collection. I may slip those over in just a second. I worked on those for a long time, plus ordering new vinyl. So I think when I left here, I got a notification that the alarm had been disabled, and that was by Ed, I think, first person here. By the way, happy birthday, Ed. It's Ed's birthday today. And he had got here 15 minutes about after I left. I think when I got home, he was disarming the alarm, which I get notifications for. So I was here pretty late working on comics and records. And so I've been out of pocket trying to sleep while everybody else has been here pricing records. So as usual, I really don't know what to expect tonight, but we're about to find out. I really didn't look at this crate, but we're about to find out what's in here. Let's see here. Any Taylor Swift, I answered that. I guess I just need to flip through some here in a minute. Mark, if you can let me know which ones. I've got them all, though. The Beatles record. Yeah, let me go ahead and grab it. It's a revolver. It's a sealed revolver. It's a sealed revolver. And Mark, you need this. Not only is it one of the greatest Beatles albums, if you can say such a thing, but it's just in general one of the greatest and most important rock albums, Revolver. Let me grab this. I'll show in just a second. This has been in Fred's collection. We've had it for a long time, not really knowing what version we have, but after consulting a Beatles expert who came here from Maryland, John Young, we've really figured out what we have here. So Keith Whitley, yes, we're going to auction that at some point tonight, correct? Okay, it's going to be, I've got it right over here. Keith Whitley's also going up for auction. This is one of those albums that's, well, I thought that was it. That was Alice in Chains. It's going to be a $125 start, but we have it. We have it. We'll do it in just a second. Okay, Kiss Comics, Megadeth. Yeah, I do have some music comics. I have the original Kiss comics. I've shown those before. I'm about to send those off for grading. So kind of a final call if you want to buy them. If not, then they're about to get graded, and then they're just going to be listed on eBay or consigned to an auction house for sale. So, okay, Ozzy 88. Ozzy's at $90 with Shane Devers. US OG Ultimate Sin. Where's Moose at? OG Ozzy, $90, final call. Three-legged dog is gone. High bid on Ozzy's $90. We have, I don't know, it's $14.99. It is artist Brendan Benson. Upstairs, a United Volume 1. Upstairs, a United Volume 1. That is $14.99. Is Pato going to be auctioned? I'm going to say no because it's not over here in my pile, and that must have been something that Paul sent me for a hot picture. So that must be in one of these bins, and we're in a Paul bin, so it could be in here because I've seen two other records in here that were on the hot picture. Ozzy's at $93. I'll tell you what, let's go ahead and do Revolver. Revolver, as I said, is a $450 start. This is sealed. If you were to open this, it would be a capital rainbow label. It would be a capital rainbow label. It's not first press. And the only way really you can tell, I think there is right here, this stereo record should be played only with a stereo cartridge and needle to avoid damage. That's clue number one. But also, if you peek right inside here, you can see the inner sleeve is white. And that dates it to probably a subsidiary Capitol label. So it is going to be that original Beatles. It's not going to be a reissue label. It's going to be that original Beatles label, but it's not first press. If so, I would probably be asking a starting bid of about twice as much. Last night I saw where some sealed mono copies, 2 sealed mono copies have sold on eBay for north of $1,200. So this puts it around, I think what we said would be 68. It would be a rainbow, but it would say a subsidiary. It's a subsidiary Capitol label. Sealed Revolver. Now, a good thing going for this, the shrink wrap is perfect on it. It's also a number 4. Perfect shrink wrap. That's a $450 start. That was in Fred Goodwin's collection. I remember when he showed that to me. He thought it was first press, and first looking at it, I was like, I don't really know. But you can, if this was a colored inner sleeve, then it would be. But that's a $450 start. The Beatles Revolver. Still, sealed Beatles. Late 60s. All right, Ozzy's at 105. So this first record was Brendan Benson. That was $14.99. We have Kiss Asylum. $44.99. 1985 U.S. press with the original inner sleeve. Nice copy. Kiss Asylum, and it does have the original inner sleeve. $44.99. Sold to Patrick Carter. Joshua wants the Wind Hand if you still have it. That was out of a new arrivals crate from last night. Tanner, if we can make a note of that, I rolled those somewhere to the back, I think. I don't know where those are at. Joshua, I will try my best to find that. That was a new arrival from last night. Okay. This is $26.99. Artist is Gravesend, $26.99. $26.99. Gravesend, Methods of Human Disposal, $26.99. It's a Jacksonville, Illinois press based on the number 4 on the back, 6869, like Chad said, especially records bought from Fred's. There you have it. I think that's probably when Fred, if he bought that new, which there's a chance, Fred bought a lot of records in the late 60s. New. Some of them he kept sealed, as y'all remember from Fred's collection. So 6869 press, $450 start on that. Now, as me and John talked about, this is going to be one of those records that I list on eBay. I actually put a few things on eBay last night, some rare 45s, because it's really hard to price some of these things. Kind of have an idea on this, but that's what we need. First, John Mintzmoyer on Gravesend, and Walter Cruz wants to Brendan Benson. Those are both sold. John Mintzmoyer, and the one on top there goes to Walt Cruz. Wow, we got some more heavy stuff already. $27.99. This is Gorguts. Gorguts From Wisdom to Hate. $27.99. Sorry, I can't identify those as fast as I can Beatles albums. Gorguts is $27.99. Skid Row, The Gang's All Here. $31.99. German import on red vinyl. German pressing. This is $31.99. $31.99. Red vinyl in shrink wrap. That's a fairly new release from Skid Row. David Bowie narrates Peter and the Wolf. That's a green vinyl with the original insert. $34.99. Peter and the Wolf, $34.99. John Mintzmoyer wants Skid Row. That's sold to John Mintzmoyer. Update on the Beatles, or update on Ozzy. Ultimate Sin is at $105. Paul is bidding over on YouTube. He's at $105. That's a final call. Did you see my message about Taylor Swift? Mark, did you send us OG Red Taylor Swift or Lover album Live in Paris? Those are albums that are not in print. Those are not, well, especially OG Red. No, that's not something I'd have. Those are very difficult ones to find. I have Red Taylor's version. I have all of her main studio albums, new sealed, recent pressings. Mark, those are what I classify as the hard to get Taylor Swift albums. I do have Lover, but I think the Live in Paris is something, I don't know if I've ever even seen that before. Sounds very difficult to find. Band of Horses, Everything All the Time, $19.99. And Audio Slave, this is $29.99 for a nice near mint copy and shrink wrap. $29.99. OG means original gangster. That means it's original. $36.99. Andrew WK, The Wolf swirl colored vinyl, $36.99. Paul, we have a new bid on Ozzy at $110. Also, John said there's a slim, but very slim chance, but there is a chance this could be a green Capitol label from 69 to 71. This is a final call if you want to get in at $450. If not, I'm going to make it a buy it now. Final call on that. What's the price on Kiss? Kiss is already sold, Michael. That was $44.99. Clubstone said BOH. BOH was Band of Horses, and Jeremiah wants Audio Slave. Those are both sold. I think I've got new sealed Audio Slaves for $39.99 for $10 more if anybody else wants one. Herb Albert. Wow. Whipped cream in shrink wrap. That's a nice copy. Near mint. And it's in shrink wrap, $19.99. Like I said before, I've been looking for a top copy of that myself. I know I have one that's really nice, but one day when somebody doesn't buy one of these, I'm going to keep one in shrink wrap. But so far, we're on an endless streak of Herb Alberts. That's sold to John Leal. Paul's out on Ozzy, so I'm going to end Ozzy for $110 at the same time I end the Beatles in just a moment. We'll see if anybody was on standby to buy the Beatles. Brendan Benson, here you go, Walt Cruz, $21.99. One Mississippi. $21.99. Also, An Evening with Herbie Hancock and Chick Corea in concert. That sounds interesting. $34.99. Hancock and Corea, $34.99. And E.T. Now, somebody asked about this the other day. This is the one that's narrated by Michael Jackson. This has the poster and the booklet, $49.99. This is the box set of E.T. Music by John Williams. It's narrated by Michael Jackson. Very cool box set. That's $49.99. Walt Cruz wants the Brendan Benson. That's sold to Walt Cruz. We also have Mars Volta, $39.99. Deloused in the Crematorium. And if anybody's curious, This came from the personal collection of Doug Page. The Mars Volta, deloused in the crematorium, gold vinyl, $39.99. We also have Brian Eno. This is Apollo, Atmospheres and Soundtracks, $54.99. A very clean 1983 US. Brian Eno, very clean, Apollo, Atmospheres and Soundtracks. Last week, Jason Fornerat wanted a copy of that. He knew he'd seen one somewhere. I went through all the bins, and as I went through the bins, I found 2 of these. But we sold one last week to Jason. Here's another very clean U.S. pressing. All right, first, let's go ahead and sell Neil Brashear, the Mars Volta. Craig, you were second. By the way, that was a Vinyl Me Please pressing. And Arthur Prosser wants the Brian Eno. Can't believe no one's got ET yet. All right, the Beatles is a $450 buy it now. $450 buy it now on that. And Ozzy is sold to Shane Devers at $110. Any 7-inch Taylor Swift. No 7-inch on Taylor Swift either. No, sorry. Just LPs. Just LPs. We have Harry Belafonte, $14.99. Harry Belafonte Calypso, that's $14.99. And Johnny Cash at San Quentin, $34.99. Now, this is the first time I think I've ever showed this live. Before I really knew what kind of pressing I had, we marked it back in 2021 for $1,000 because we really didn't know what pressing, and I didn't want to sell it till I really confirmed. And so, yeah, that's $450. I'm probably going to hold on to it for a little while. I've been listing some things on eBay. I really don't like to sell in there because of fees and people, I think, sometimes take advantage of the system on there with bidding and refunds. So I usually sometimes I'm sell stuff for even less to y'all just so I know where it's going. Motley Crue, Dr. Feelgood, $65 start. This is a USOG. Looks like about a VG cover, maybe VG plus. We'll call it VG because it does have a couple of signs of wear. Let's take a look at this. $65 start. Has the original inner sleeve. We have no condition notes on the vinyl, and it is nice. It's been a while. 1989, US copy of that. It's been a while since we've had an OG Dr. Feelgood. $65 Dr. Feelgood. That's up for bid. And guess what? Ozzy. I was about to say, this isn't the normal colors. That's because it's a UK copy. Bark at the Moon is a UK pressing. Also about a VG cover. As you can see, it does have signs of wear on the cover. But guess what? No condition notes on the vinyl. Super clean Bark at the Moon. $65 start on that. So, $65 start on Bark at the Moon. $65 start on Motley Crue. There's our next 2 auctions. Back to the bin. Close to you, the Carpenters, $9.99. David Bowie Lambert. This is sealed. It's a 2017 remaster. $29.99 on David Bowie Lambert. Also, Band of Horses, $19.99. Another Band of Horses. This one's called Cease to Begin. For whoever got the other one, there's another. The Black Keys Dropout Boogie. $21.99 on the Black Keys Dropout Boogie. Jeremiah Stachet's on Band of Horses. That's sold to Jeremiah. And we have Brendan Benson, My Old Familiar Friend, Mr. Walt Cruz. That is $29.99. $29.99. Everything in here is EX Plus to Near Mint Minus. Everything that was in there. That was the end of it, but I'm about to run through those titles one more time. Let's see what else we have over here. We're going to do a bin of vintage, new check condition stuff in just a second. Quick update. We have, let's see, Motley Crue, 65 and 65. Brian Miller bid first. Ozzy 65, Ozzy 68, Ozzy 65. We got Band of Horses, Ozzy 80. Fred Carnell wants the Black Keys. Ray Toth says he'll take the Carpenters. That's sold to Ray Toth. Walt Cruz with the trifecta for the Brendan Benson. That's sold to Walt Cruz. And Gore Guts info when you hit it. I think that's the first record in here. Jim Engelman, Gore Guts. It says on the back we have red vinyl, $27.99 from Wisdom to Hate, 2001 milestone of technical death metal. It says LP and CD. I don't see a CD down in here. It does have the original inner sleeve, $27.99. Expanded detail liner notes. Does have the original sleeve. That is sold to Jim Engelman. Ozzy's now at 100 with Rhonda. We still have David Bowie, Peter and the Wolf. That's the OG that they made of this. that was pressed on green vinyl. That's David Bowie narrating Peter and the Wolf, $34.99. Also, Andrew W.K., The Wolf on Wolf Swirl colored vinyl, $36.99. Let's see what Wolf, wow, that's odd, $36.99 on that. And let's see, Herbie Hancock and Chick Corea, $34.99 in concert. E.T. box set, that's the box set that has the music and the narration with Michael Jackson with the book, $49.99. Harry Belafonte Calypso was $14.99. Johnny Cash San Quentin is still available, Greg. It is $34.99. It's the original 2i, and the vinyl is superb. Those have really increased in demand and value over the last 5 years. The live Johnny Cash albums, $34.99. Darren Davis wants the Harry Belafonte. That's so to Darren Davis. And Lambert is sealed, $29.99. $29.99. So Lambert, Cash, E.T., Herbie Hancock, Andrew W.K., and David Bowie. Not much left in that crate. I can pick them up with one hand. I'm going to carefully lay this Beatles album right over here. I'm going to put those right up here. If anybody decides they want anything in there, let me know. Okay, so let me get our new crate, and then I'll start telling you about our auctions. A couple people have asked, it looks like, and I need to get everybody probably updated on what we have here. As soon as I take a drink of water. We love water. All right, let's see what we have here. Ultimate Sin is gone. Greg Rogers said sold on cash. Ultimate Sin just sold for, what, $110? I think we just sold it for $110. Okay, we have Johnny Cash sold to Greg Rogers. Thank you. And auctions. Ozzy is at $100 with Rhonda. If you're done bidding, please let me know. This is about a VG cover, and I'm saying that just because it does have some signs of wear. These UK covers that are a little bit more laminate, they do show a little bit more signs of wear. The vinyl, though, is super nice. High bid is $100. That's a final call. And then Ozzy, Dr. Feelgood, is a USOG, also about a VG cover. Both of these have a little bit of wear on the cover, the vinyl, and this has the original inner sleeve. It's also very nice, but that is an 89 USOG. And high bid, we had 2 people bid 65, and then no one bid again. Brian Miller has it for 65. Everybody else is out. He's the only one who bid 65, and no one else has bid. It's at $65. That was the opening bid, too. Final call. Our next crate is new vintage arrivals. New vintage arrivals, check condition. These are check condition. So there may be some EX stuff in here, which EX is very nice. There may be some VG stuff in here, which when you listen, it's going to have a little snap, crackle, pop. Let me see what else. There's been some people ask about a couple things that I haven't found yet. I was about to say they must be in some kind of, they must be in a bin somewhere Paul has made. I think it's this one. Looks like some pretty good stuff coming up. All right, so we have vinyl is EX plus Nimrit minus. The cover's VG. Motley Crue 6670. Final call on Ozzy for 100. Crazy Horse loose. Crazy Horse is a 1972 Pittman press, VG plus condition, $24.99. Crazy Horse loose, VG plus $24.99. The Carpenters Passage, EX condition, $9.99. Creedence Clearwater Revival, Bayou Country, EX $32.99 for Bayou Country. Blue Fantasy label. It's kind of almost like a misprint. Looks like they stamped that one twice or something. EX $32.99 on CCR. Steely Dan Countdown to Ecstasy. That's a VG copy, $14.99. And Little Feet Sailing Shoes. Little Feet's a VG plus $14.99. Ozzy is sold to Rhonda for $100. So one more look at Motley Crue. The vinyl is EX plus near mint minus. I'll even show it to you. Shane Devers has this for $70. It's very nice. Has the original sleeve. And it's not a bad jacket. It's just shows some signs of wear. VG or VG plus at best. Shane has that for $70. And one of the other things that were laid over here in my auction pile was Stevie Ray Vaughan Soul to Soul, which is going to be a $55 start. Super clean vinyl, near mint minus. Nice jacket, VG plus or better on this one. SRV Soul to Soul, $55 start. I'm still waiting for a Soundgarden box set. Let's see. Soundgarden has the Live at the Artist Inn box sets, those are due in tomorrow. I'm not for sure if that's what you're talking about, but I just want to get everybody an update on those. If you were waiting for one of the new Soundgarden Live at the Artist Inn, those should be here tomorrow. Tony Bennett, Love Story. Tony Bennett is EX, $9.99. Mr. Tony Bennett, rest in peace. Having a Rave Up with the Yardbirds. VG Plus condition, $34.99. That is a 65 mono Pittman press. Also about a VG cover. Looks like it got maybe VG minus. Looks like it got wet down here. VG Plus, $34.99. The Best of Jethro Tull, Musicians Union. This is a VG copy for $9.99. George Buchanan on Tony Bennett. That's sold to George Buchanan. And Surlistic Pillow, Jefferson Airplane. This is stereo. It is OG 1967. VG $26.99. Surlistic Pillow, Jefferson Airplane. White Rabbit, Somebody to Love. That's VG $26.99. A classic. Waylon Jennings' Greatest Hits. VG Plus condition, $16.99. Ray Toth Wants the Carpenters, which is Passage. Final Call on Motley Crue is $70. And Final Call if you want to get a bid in on SRV for $55 before it's a buy it now. The Best of Merle Haggard. VG Plus condition, $9.99 for The Best of Merle Haggard. And Crosby, Stills, and Nash, their self-titled album, Crosby, Stills, and Nash. VG condition, $14.99, and that is OG. Derek Whedon on Waylon. Derek Whedon on Waylon. It looks like Ray Toth says, I'll take Jethro Tull. Sherry Darnell on Hag. Shane Deaver second. And Greg Rogers first on Jefferson Airplane. So Ray Toth got the Carpenters. Derek got Waylon. Ray Toth, I think, wants the Jethro Tull. Sherry Darnell got Merle Haggard. Shane, you were second. Greg got Jefferson Airplane. And George Buchanan got Crosby, Stills, and Nash. Now, we sold a Rat record earlier. And I want to let y'all know the deal of deals is still available and in stock based on the contents, the quality, and what you get with this box set. I still have, I think, 3 in stock. This is Rat, The Atlantic Years, $199.99. I've said before, detonators can get very pricey, whether they're USOGs or even bootlegs. You also get Reach for the Sky, Dancing Undercover, Invasion of Your Privacy, and their classic debut out of the cellar. Also get a book, backstage pass, a guitar pick, a sticker, a poster, and a bonus 7-inch. I'm not for sure why more people hadn't bought them, but I will say this was the biggest pre-order we've ever had on a box set. And everybody came through. I don't think anybody's not paid or canceled on us either. I think everybody who pre-ordered it got one. So $199. I've got 3 or 5 left. I know I've got 2 unboxed, and I think I've got 3 behind the counter. They're awesome. I think before we sell out, I'm going to keep one myself because I really don't have a lot of Rat in my collection. That takes care of everything. Boom. One purchase, you've got all the Rats remastered. $199.99. Very desirable albums. Y'all see here. There for a while, we had like 7, 8 copies in a row of Out of the Cellar. And then the box set came out, but we hadn't seen any. That Dancing Undercover is the first one we've had in a while. Greg, you were second on CRN. And we have next is Motley Crue is sold. Motley Crue is sold for $70. If anybody wants to see if anybody wants Stevie Ray Vaughan, it's a $55 buy it now. $55 buy it now on Stevie Ray Vaughan. We'll see if anybody was on standby for that. Back to the bin before I put up new auctions. Focus, Moving Waves, VG Plus, $14.99. And Close to the Edge, also, Yes, Close to the Edge, VG Plus, $14.99. Paul T takes SRV. SRV to Paul T, $55 buy it now. Our next auction is going to be, thank God it's Friday, a 1978 Japanese pressing with the original insert. I don't know if we've had a Japanese press of this. It is a $35 start. Thank God it's Friday. Japanese press. Very nice cover for as many contents that was put into this. And to be almost like a slipcase. It's very, very nice. Very nice slipcase. Has all the original inner sleeves. Is this triple vinyl? Triple LP. Wow. With the insert. $35 start on that. Thank God It's Friday soundtrack. That is a $35 start. I'll put up another Japanese press in just a second. Dawn Patrol Night Ranger. Dawn Patrol is EX $22.99, and the Raspberries Best featuring Eric Carmen. The Raspberries is VG $12.99, and the Raspberries VG Plus $17.99. This is the one that's shaped like a bushel of raspberries. VG Plus $17.99. Gerard Cacciatore is in on the Thank God It's Friday for a $35 start. 55 on SRV. We have a VG copy. It's an older Monkeys compilation. We're going to start it for $20. VG by Japanese standards, by our Japanese grading standards. This disc here looks, but you can tell from the label, this is probably more of a true 60s. I know we have a lot of Japanese Monkeys compilations. A lot of them are 70s, 80s comps. This one, based purely on the labels, looks more like 60s. I can find a year and try to confirm that. This is going to be a $20 start. It even has this really cool insert. A message specially for you from the Monkeys. That's pretty cool itself. It's in English and in Japanese. Also has a cover that I've never seen before. The Monkeys Golden Story, gatefold, awesome compilation of music. And I think it has, I thought it had some pages. Yeah, it has a couple pages, some psychedelic art. Got a little bit of a revolver type thing going on there with it. That's a $20 start. $20 start for that. All right, so overall, very playable record, just not your normal pristine Japanese that you see with that. 35 on that. Tawana wants the Raspberries Best. That's though to Tawana. Lou Reed, Rock and Roll Animal, a VG, $14.99. If you're just joining us, we're in New Vintage Arrivals. We're in New Vintage Arrivals, check condition. This is VG, $14.99. Look, there it is, Rat, out of the cellar, a VG copy, $22.99. Rat, out of the cellar. That's a USOG VG copy for $22.99. Willie Nelson and Ray Price, San Antonio Rose. That's VG Plus, $9.99. Chris Frazier first and very quickly to Rat. That's sold to Chris Frazier. Exposed, a cheap peek at today's provocative new rock. This is one of those many new Warner Brothers compilations. EX $22.99. EX $22.99. Tawana wants Lou Reed. That's sold to Tawana. Final call, and thank God it's Friday, 35. And final call if you want to get in on the Monkeys at a $20 start. Dirty Dancing, OG Dirty Dancing, VG $9.99 on Dirty Dancing. That's VG $9.99. Traffic, Low Spark of High-Heeled Boys. Traffic is VG Plus $14.99. Michelle is first to Dirty Dancing. Uriah Heep Live is a VG copy, $12.99. A classic live album, 2LP, VG condition, $12.99. Jethro Tull, VG, $12.99. The bottom seam is split, but this is OG, and it has the very cool pop-up cover. Very cool, Jethro Tull. Great album. It's got some very unique music on it. VG, $12.99 on stand-up. That should be $69. $12.99 on that. The Beach Boys, Good Vibration. This should be, it looks like a German or Holland. Printed in Holland, companies issued in Germany. VG Plus $14.99. VG Plus $14.99. All right, thank God it's Friday. It's sold for $35 to Gerard Cacciatore. If anybody wants the Monkeys, it's a buy it now. Fred, it's called the Monkeys Golden Story. It's a $20 buy it now. It's 60. I was trying to find an exact year on it. I don't see it. 68. I was about to say, it has to be more. I know we get a lot of Monkeys compilations. VG condition or so on that. So $20 on that. Monkeys Golden Story. We have Charlie Daniels Band Night Rider. It is a 2LP. VG Plus $16.99 on Charlie Daniels. Emerson, Lake and Palmer is a VG copy for $9.99. And the new Commander Cody Band, Rock and Roll Again, VG Plus $14.99. The Righteous Brothers, Rebirth. The Righteous Brothers is EX $9.99. Brian C. first on Charlie Daniels Band. Richie Havens, The Great Blind Degree. Richie Havens is VG Plus $14.99. And Steve Miller Band, Children of the Future, VG condition, $9.99. Original label, too. Original label on that one, VG $9.99. Time for a new, did I just put up an auction? Nope, I just ended a couple. Let's do a Bryan Adams, and let's try a Dokken. We like that word. Docking. Bryan Adams, Reckless, and Docking. These are going to be $65 and $45 starts. First, Bryan Adams, Reckless. His classic album. $45 start on that one. $45 start on this one. Has Run to You, Heaven, Summer of '69. $45 start. That is near mint and pristine Japanese vinyl. Also includes the Japanese insert, and it has the cover with Obi. $45 start on Bryan Adams, Reckless. And Docking, Back for the Attack. A $65 start on Docking, Back for the Attack. This is a $65 start. It looks mint and unplayed. Also has the 2-page Japanese flip, which somebody has folded. Sometimes they get folded like that at the factory. I'll leave it how it was. I don't know, they fold these sometimes with the art on the inside out. There's the Japanese insert and super nice cover. Virtually no signs of wear. Perfect with Obi. $65 start on that. All right, Greg Rogers says he'll take the Monkees, and that was a $20 buy it now. Chandler Harris said he'll take the Steve Miller Band. Fred Carnell, you were second on the Monkees, and $45 and $65 on that. Leonard Skinner, pronounced Leonard Skinner, VG $14.99, the OG MCA label, not the first press, but the first MCA press, VG $14.99. Janis Joplin, I got them old Cosmic Blues again, Mama, VG $14.99. Alan Totten won't pull. Did I not pull that out? I could have swore I pulled that out, Alan. I guess I didn't. Thank you. Let me pull that for Alan Totten. Jethro Tull. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything else in there. Michelle, I got DD. Whatever that was, did I pull it? Track list on Exposed. Did I not give that either? Okay, so what was, did I already pull something that was DD? I want to make sure I didn't miss that either for Tawana, because I didn't pull Jethro Tull. And then Exposed. Craig, if you can find this quickly, I would appreciate it. This is called A Cheap Peek at Today's Provocative New Rock, 37361 for the track listing. If not, I will read those off. And I already pulled that for Michelle. Okay. Larry, Righteous Brothers Rebirth. Righteous Brothers is EX condition, $9.99. EX, so a nicer copy for that. Yellow Brick Road, VG Plus condition, $24.99. If you don't have one already, this is a great start. Wow, Steve Williams. That's the name of my uncle, my dad's older brother. And this looks like something he would have owned. He was in a psychedelic rock garage band called the Psychedelic Sons or something like that. Just a local cover band, but they played Cream and Jefferson Airplane music and all kinds of different stuff in high school. Very cool. Might have been his at some point. Bill Toe, that's sold to him. There's a lot of Steve Williamses, though. Williams is kind of a common last name. Trust me, you search Chad Williams on Google, and you're probably going to get the NFL football player, but there's a lot of Chad Williamses. I think next to Taylor and Smith, it's like the most. Elton John sold to Bill Toe. All right, so yes, Alice in Chains is sold. Bill Toe got Elton John. Carlene was second. The catalog number was 37361. 37361. Well, that was the label matrix, maybe. Hold on a second. It's various, a cheap. By now, I could have read. Well, there's a lot. I was about to say I could have read the tracks by now, but these are very in depth. It's like 30 different artists and 30 different tracks. 37361, or it could be, yeah, that's the catalog number. Larry Smith says he'll take the Righteous Brothers. That was $20 to Greg Rogers. Larry Smith got the Righteous Brothers. The best of the Guess Who was VG, $9.99. And Phantom Rocker and Slick. Phantom Rocker and Slick. This is EX, $14.99. And the best of the James Gang, VG Plus, $12.99. Bryan Adams is at $45 final call. If you want to get in on Docking, it's a $65. Also final call to bid before we make it a buy it now. So it's not a buy it now yet. Brandon may have been waiting for that. Final call for a bid before I make it a buy it now. 40 greatest college football marches, which this does not matter because Rocky Top's not on here. but this is before Rocky Top was even in existence. This is EX 1999. There's a lot of old fight songs that very much outdate Rocky Top. To most of these, Rocky Top is a fairly new song, being from the late 60s, early 70s. This is college football fight songs, 40 of them. This is 1999. Brandon's in on Docking at 65. So final call on Docking at 65 and final call on Bryan Adams. I'm about to sell both of those. There's the track listing for Exposed. Alan Jonathan, if you want it, it's yours. Sorry that took for a while. EX 2299. EX 2299. Craig is our #1 track listing copy and paster. He sent me a couple of grails he's looking for. I'm on the hunt for them. If I can ever help him out, I send him a record now and then, a gift card. I'm overdue. I owe him quite a bit right now. He's an unpaid volunteer for anybody that's new. Craig just helps us with track listing. It really speeds up the show, saves me a lot of oxygen and time, and that's what's going on. So this is EX 2299 if you want it, Michelle. The Best of the Doobie Brothers, VG Plus, $9.99. The Best of the Doobies, and The Good Friday Earthquake, Sounds of Alaska. Wow, that looks cool. VG Plus, $9.99. VG Plus, $9.99. Okay. First time here, loving it. Welcome. It's Only Rock and Roll Podcast. If anybody else is new, very easy to buy from us. If you see anything you want, comment. If you're first, you get it. If you're second, then I'm sorry. But the way auctions work is if you want to bid, there's unlimited time on auctions until everybody's done. We have Buy It Now, we have auctions, and we do this 6 nights a week. If anybody else new is watching, thank you and welcome. So let's go ahead and sell Docking for $65 to Brandon Jackson. Bryan Adams, new bid on that, 47, is Ohio State on the college football. Ohio State. I don't see it on here. Ohio State. Don't see it. Oh, well, Ohio, that's across the field. I think that's it, isn't it? They don't say Ohio State, though. Now, I guess the Vols True Fight Song, their actual True Fight Song's not on there either. 40 Greatest College Football Marches. And that's played by the University of Michigan Band, just FYI. Okay. Oh, before I accidentally reset my feed, David Polkey's at 47, Randy's out. Exposure, VG, $9.99. Emerson, Lake and Palmer, Tarkus. This is a VG copy for $9.99. And Eagles on the Border. That's VG for $14.99. I'm about to wrap up Bryan Adams for 47. Ella Fitzgerald sings Sweet Songs for Swingers. Ella is VG Plus, $19.99 for Ella Fitzgerald. Ozzy, Blizzard of Oz. Wow. VG Plus condition. $34.99 for Blizzard of Oz. VG Plus condition. $34.99. The Rolling Stones, Black and Blue. That's VG, $14.99. More of the Monkees. That's VG Plus, $14.99. Shane Devers gets Blizzard of Oz. Chris was second. The Beatles at the Hollywood Bowl. VG Plus, $24.99. The Babies on the Edge. EX, $14.99. And the Blues Brothers is VG Plus, $16.99. Shane was first to Ozzy. Chris was second. Aaron is first on the Monkees. Aaron, if you're a first-time buyer, thank you and welcome. Make sure you send our Facebook page a message. That's the second thing to do if you're a first-time buyer. If you're a first-time buyer and you make a purchase, this is a great night to make your first purchase because it's Monday. And because it's Monday, you have all week to take advantage of our $7 unlimited shipping. So when you make a purchase at any time during the week, you unlock $7 unlimited shipping. And that means we're going to do this Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And anything you buy will go in the same box for $7 shipping. That's a week-to-week charge. That's for this week. $7 for next week. No combined invoices. If you buy one record, it's $7. If you buy one record, it's $7 the next week. And if you pay them at the same time, it's going to be $14 shipping, and they go in the same box. But if you pay it week to week, it's $7, and it makes you feel a lot better. So that's another pro for paying your invoices week to week. Aaron, that's sold to you. Brian C. gets the Rolling Stones. George Buchanan gets the Babies. And Brandon Jackson on the Blues Brothers. Ray Toth, You were second on the Blues Brothers. That's sold to Brandon Jackson. Let's also go ahead and sell Brian Adams, and that's sold to David Polkey for $47. There are some times we get messages where somebody got an invoice and then they didn't pay it, then they buy one more record and they want their 2 records combined. We don't do that for 2 reasons. One, probably because that other invoice was already overdue, and we can't combine invoices. They're going to go in the same box, and it's 7 for that week, and it was 7 for 2 weeks later when you bought something. The good thing is, though, if you buy a lot of records, you're going to save a lot of money on shipping. We're going to have some boxes going out this week that are huge, that cost us $30, $40, $50 to ship, and we only charge $7. So that's how that works. I'm going to put up 2 new auctions. In the meantime, we're going to show what's left in this bin, and then I'm going to start some new. I have Pat Benatar, and I think we just showed a U.S. pressing. I got the Beatles at the Hollywood Bowl. Let's put both of these up. We got the Beatles, and we have Pat Benatar in our Japanese bin. And then I've got a new crate here, I think, of some stuff Paul marked today. We'll do those second. All right, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We're here. That's what we do. We buy records all over the country. We sell them here every night. They're not put out or shown or sold anywhere else except right here first. Whether it's a $5,000 rare Soul 45, I'm going to at least show it to you. Or if it's $1 Barbra Streisand, it's going to be here in the bins first. Crazy Horse. I'm going to read these titles. If you want price or condition, let me know. Crazy Horse, CCR, Steely Dan, Little Feat, The Yardbirds, Focus, Yes, Night Ranger, Raspberries, Willie Nelson and Ray Price, Traffic, Uriah Heep, The Beach Boys, Emerson, Lake and Palmer, the new Commander Cody Band, Richie Havens, Leonard Skinner's debut, still available, Simple Man, Janice, Guess Who, Phantom Rocker and Slick. Somebody asked about this. EX Condition, $14.99. EX Condition, $14.99. Who asked about that? Roger Ramjet. EX Condition, $14.99. The Best of the James Gang, Exposed, is still available. Roger Ramjet says he'll take it. Thank you, Roger Ramjet. We also have The Good Friday Earthquake, 40 Greatest College Football Marches, Expose, Eagles on the Border, Ella Fitzgerald, and the Beatles. Night Ranger Details, that was Dawn Patrol. That, Jeff, is an EX copy for $22.99. EX $22.99. Is Janice a 2i Columbia? We had one just the other night that was. Let's see if this one is. VG $14.99. It is. It's in VG condition. It's $14.99. It is a Columbia 2i, which is most likely OG on that. I didn't say Janet, I said Janice. Crazy Horse is called Loose. Crazy Horse Loose. VG Plus $24.99. Price on Uriah Heep and condition. That was Uriah Heep Live. Jackie Reynolds, 2LP, VG condition, $12.99. Gideon says he'll take LS, which is Leonard Skinner. Dave Plunkett wants Barbra Streisand. Not in this bin. How much for the great college football marches? This is EX condition, $19.99. Let's see what the gatefold looks like. There you have it. Who is that? Looks like Michigan. And some information. All those great Five songs. On Vanguard, this is probably, let's see, Roman numerals 50, 60, what year is this? 70, is it that late? 72? I thought it'd be earlier than that. I guess that's 1972. I thought it was like more earlier 60s, but that's 72. MCML XXII 50, 60, 72. Yeah, 1972 on that. Okay, and Jeff said he'll take it. That was Dawn Patrol. Rudder Butter wants to know the price for Alaska. The price for Alaska. Alaska is VG Plus $9.99. Jackie said she'll take Uriah Heep. And any track listing on Janis Joplin. Janis Joplin, I got the Mo Cosmic Blues again, Mama. It has Try, just a little bit harder, maybe, One Good Man, As Good As You've Been, To This World. Also, To Love Somebody, Cosmic Blues, Little Girl Blue, and Work Me, Lord. try just a little bit harder. That's one of the hits on that. Scott, everything right now is sticker price, but thank you for the offer. Pat Benatar, 7 the hard way. I hadn't got to introduce these yet. This is a $35 start for Pat Benatar, 7 the hard way. No condition notes on the vinyl, near mint and pristine Japanese pressing. It has the Japanese insert, also has the cover with Obi. That's a $35 start. And the Beatles at the Hollywood Bowl, UK Flag Series. UK Flag Series. This is the Beatles at the Hollywood Bowl, UK Flag Series number 30. This is a $45 start. $45 start. Very clean, pristine, near mint minus vinyl. Has the original inner sleeve. It has the Japanese insert. Has the cover with Obi, gatefold, 45 on that. Very nice copy. John says he'll take Janis Joplin. Now, somebody asked about it earlier, which was one of our new viewers. It's the Rock and Roll Podcast. If you want that, let me know. If not, it's going to be sold to John Nazarko. Scott said, didn't you say 20? I thought you were making an offer. It is $20, yes. When you put football for 20, I thought you were making an offer, and I thought I had it marked more for that. That's sold to Scott at sticker, which was 20. And Rudder Butter wants the Alaska LP. Sorry, when you put something for something, I just immediately thought you were making an offer. I've been through that one second. John is going to get the Janis Joplin. And we have a bid on the Beatles. Pat Benatar is the 35. Great crate of vintage there. Final call before I move on to our next one. I think I was going to go through a crate of maybe new vinyl back here. Looks like a crate I hadn't been through in a while. I'm going to have to do a little shiftaroo just so we can show just one crate of new vinyl. Maybe something in there you didn't know we had. And also, I'm trying to figure out what we have in stock around here with new vinyl, so I know what to show. First, I'm going to make Pat Benatar buy it now because I've got to move it anyway to get to this crate. And we're going to go through this crate of Paul's. It looks like we got John and Paul pricing records. We just need a John, or we just need a Ringo and a George working here, and or a Richard, which is Ringo's real first name. And we'll have most of the Beatles working here. So Pat Benatar, 7 the hard way, is a $35 buy it now. If anybody wants that, $35 buy it now on that. Let me just move my cart down. I think that's going to be a little bit easier than moving all these crates. I'm going to remind you of some in-stock new vinyl that we have available. First is one of our best-selling soundtracks, which is the single soundtrack. If you don't have one already, this is a 2 LP. Includes bonus CD with 18 additional tracks. $44.99 on the single soundtrack. Now Millennium 2000-2001, that's a 2 LP on red vinyl, $54.99, one of our best sellers again. Live Throwing Copper, $33.99. Live Throwing Copper, $33.99. Final call on the Beatles at the Hollywood Bowl. George Buchanan has that for $45. That's a final call. Live Throwing Copper. There's another Now Millennium. Those are very well curated and very collectible compilations. I've got a lot of them. There's the newest one. If you missed that one Saturday night, Now Yearbook 92. That's the newest one that came in kind of unannounced. $59.99. Triple green vinyl. Paul Brother says he'll take the Pat Benatar for a $35 buy now. Everybody needs to own the single soundtrack, especially if you like grunge music. Leonard Skinner, God and Guns is $38.99. Limited to $1,500 on silver vinyl. This came in a couple weeks ago, almost a month ago now. AC/DC Ball Breaker, which is one of those AC/DC albums that comes and goes out of print. That's what we have left right here in the bin. Ball Breaker is $34.99. Also have Carpenters, the singles. That's new Carpenters compilation Greatest Hits Remasters, $36.99. Disco, nope. This is Glam Rock Collected. Glam Rock Collected is $46.99. That's limited to 2,000 on silver vinyl, $46.99. Also Riot. Fire Down Under. Riot is limited to $750 for music on vinyl. On red vinyl, that's $38.99. Audio Slave, before this came into print, about any kind of copy of this album was $200, $300. Audio Slave is $59.99. That's Out of Exile, 2 LP. The Black Crowes, this is on green vinyl, Shake Your Money Maker Live, 2 LP green vinyl with a bonus 7-inch on green vinyl, $44.99. Avenged Sevenfold, City of Evil on red vinyl, $36.99. And Cinderella, Long Cold Winter. That's a music on vinyl pressing for $38.99. George Buchanan, you're going to get the Beatles at the Hollywood Bowl for a $45 start. while we're finishing up this Creative Knee vinyl, let me go ahead and show our next Japanese pressing. This one's quite unique because it's sealed. This has never been opened before. We need an $85 start. Sealed Japanese pressing of Toto 4, unopened, sealed from Japan. Now you know that's going to be really mint and crispy. $85 start on that one. $85. Toto 4, sealed Japanese pressing. Cinderella's $38.99. Honky Chateau from Elton John is the 50th anniversary on gold vinyl, $36.99. Rocket Man's on there. Rocket Man. Also have Black Flag, the first 4 years. Black Flag is $33.99. Kate Bush, $29.99. Kate Bush Lionheart. Ice Age soundtrack, $26.99. Last copy we have of Dream Theater, When Dream and Day Unite, $39.99. Kings of Leon, $29.99. That's Kings of Leon Walls. Run DMC, Tougher Than Leather, $29.99. And Ghost in Pyrrha, $28.99 for Ghost in Pyrrha. Ghost in Pyrrha. That's orchid colored vinyl on the Ghost. All right, those are available if anybody wants. It looks like y'all are in a mood for vintage stuff. Looks like y'all are definitely in a mood for some vintage stuff. So let me bring over our next crate right here. Let's go through it. Hope everybody, I want to see the chat a little bit more active. Y'all just got very quiet on me, extremely quiet. Everybody might be taking their bathroom break. Any other Kings of Leon? Possibly. We'll check our K section. I don't think there's any more around here in the bin, but I'll find out. Chris Frazier's wanting the 80s. I think everybody is. Everybody's wanting the 80s and 90s, it seems like nowadays. And a little bit of the 60s. There's also some love for the 70s. We have the Black Keys, Attack and Release. The Black Keys is $26.99. Attack and Release. Filter, the Amagamot. Filter, $27.99 for Filter. Also, we have Chris Cornell Anthology. This is $37.99. The Chris Cornell hits, $37.99. The other Kings of Leon we have is Only by the Night, $39.99. And Kings of Leon Mechanical Bull, $41.99. There's two other Kings of Leons. Fred Carnell got Black Keys. Bob Riger was second. I hadn't pulled it though yet. That's sold to Fred Carnell. This is $19.99 red vinyl. This is Churches. Is that how you say that one? Has a V instead of a U. Screen Violence. Churches is $19.99. And this is $9.99 for, I don't know. It's Ambient Shoegaze is what Paul has on the back. I can't even tell you the artist. There's nothing on the label, nothing on the cover, nothing on the spine, and I'm not for sure. This is $9. I can't read it either. There's some cursive over there on the side. Chris Farrar wants Filter. That's sold to Chris Farrar, and before that, Scott is looking for the Kings of Leon Only by the Night. Okay, if anybody wants sealed Toto Japanese pressing, that's an $85 buy it now. $85 buy it now on Toto. That's Toto 4, $85 buy it now for that. Thomas Dolby, Blinded by Science, $14.99 for Thomas Dolby, Blinded by Science. Danzig Sings Elvis on purple vinyl, $29.99. Danzig Sings Elvis, $29.99, purple vinyl, gatefold. Billie Eilish is $24.99. When We All Fall Asleep, Where Do We Go? And that's on this apricot tan looking vinyl, $24.99. Craig says he'll take the No Namer. This is sold to Craig Thomas. When the what? The Wild Bunch Rock Empire. Wild Bunch Rock Empire on white vinyl, $19.99. George Buchanan wants to know the Thomas Dolby condition, and Rich says he'll take it. This is a very nice copy. No condition notes on the vinyl, VG Plus or better cover, and the vinyl's EX Plus to near mint. I have a feeling George is going to get that. If not, it's sold to Rich Shockley. Johnny Cash, $19.99. This is called I Walk the Line. The cover has some heavy foxing and discoloration on it, but this is a soundtrack. It's kind of a local film. A lot of this was filmed in Jackson and Smith County. I Walk the Line, Gregory Peck and Tuesday Weld. That is $19.99. George Buchanan does get the Thomas Dolby. That's a promo copy. The Scorpions, Rock Believer. It has the turntable mat with it. That's worth $10. $24.99. Scorpions, Rock Believer, $24.99 in shrink wrap. Cathedral, In Memoriam. Cathedral is on purple vinyl, $21.99 for Cathedral, In Memoriam. Agnostic Front, Victim in Pain, $54.99. Victim in Pain. Belinda and Jason Dobb. Jason Dobb is going to take the Scorpions. Jeremiah's first to Cathedral. Ken Crooker, you were second. The Black Keys, El Camino. This is an original 2011 press with a CD. Wow. Original 2011, $39.99 on the Black Keys, El Camino. Time for our next Japanese auction. Well, in my bin, it's Toto, an open copy. We'll skip over that and we'll do John Lennon and Michael Schenker. John Lennon and Michael Schenker. These are going to be $45 starts. The John Lennon collection and Michael Schenker group, $45 starts. I'll show them in detail, but they are near mint and pristine. Black Keys. Sarah was first, then Fred, and then Bob Riger. So Sarah was first of that. This is $14.99. The artist is This Runs on Blood. It's hardcore from 2007. It's clear vinyl, and it includes a CD. $14.99. $14.99. Just Another Day, Holding On. $9.99. 2001 U.S. Press. Just Another Day, Holding On. $9.99. $19.99 for Baptist, Beacon of Faith. $19.99 for Baptist, Beacon of Faith. $17.99 Black Anvil, Hail Death. $17.99 Black Anvil. Fabian. We went from, that might have been on purpose. We went from Black Anvil to the best of Fabian, $9.99. Quite diverse here tonight on Collectco Live. Don Caballero 2. Don Caballero. Excellent math rock. Probably their best is what Paul has on the back. $24.99. And Elephants on the Beach. $19.99. Splatter vinyl. Side A, similar to Karubingen. We're going to need some phonics on some of these. The John Lennon collection. This is an excellent John Lennon compilation. $45 start. I believe this is the best one you can get. Imagine, Jealous Guy, Stand By Me, Woman, I'm Losing You, Watching the Wheels, Dear Yoko, Give Peace a Chance, Instant Karma, Power to the People, Number 9, Dream. That one's good. Mind Games, Love, and then the Christmas song. This is a $45 start. Also includes the lyric booklet, super nice cover of gatefold. That is the John Lennon collection. $45 start on the John Lennon collection. Also, Michael Schenker Group. Michael Schenker Group, MSG. $45 start on this. Michael Schenker Group, near mint and pristine Japanese vinyl. $45 start. Has a Japanese insert. Has another Japanese insert. Very nice cover of Obi. $45 start. Okay, first is, how much was the Don Caballero? That's a lot of syllables. $24.99, Jeremiah. Larry Smith wants the Fabian. How much was Black Anvil? Brian, that was $17.99. Jason's at $45 on John Lennon. And we have, Craig says, disregard my comment. $14.99. This is Terrapin Gun, Relax Your Mind. Terrapin Gun is $14.99. Relax Your Mind. Baby is a 1974 press, not sock. They're numbered on the back. $14.99. Baby is in shrink wrap. Jeremiah says he will take the Black Anvil, but Brian Tyler asked about it first. Brian says he'll take it. So Brian Tyler gets the Black Anvil. That's so to Brian Tyler. $9.99 for Lies, Plague. $9.99 for Lies, Plague. And $14.99 for John from A Stirring in the News. N-O-O-S. A Stirring in the News. That is $14.99. $14.99. John. In My Eyes, Nothing to Hide. A $19.99 U.S. Press. That's hardcore. $29.99 on In My Eyes. And $19.99 for Baptist Bushcraft. Baptist Bushcraft. $19.99. Elephants on the Beach. Elephants on the Beach, George Ellis was $19.99. And that is on splatter vinyl. Final call on John Lennon for $45. And final call on Michael Schenker Group if you want to bid $45. If not, it'll be a bot now. There's Barbara. It's a quadraphonic pressing. $14.99. Barbara Streisand, Lazy Afternoon. a mint quad pressing, $14.99. George Ellis gets Elephants on the Beach. Thomas is in on MSG at 45, so final call on those. How about a little bit more of Mars Volta? This is from the private collection of Doug Page. $59.99. Sealed, numbered from Vinyl Me Please, number 548 of 5,000. Mars Volta. Sealed Vinyl Me Please. Sealed. $9.99 for World at Glance. $9.99 for World at Glance. And this is ODB Dirty and Stinkin'. 2012 white label promo sealed. $16.99. All right. New bid on John Lennon. Jason Dobb, you're out. John Lennon has a new bid. How much was the No Name record? I think somebody's already bought that. No Name record's gone. Craig Thomas first on Mars Volta. Neil Brashear was second. And John Barleycorn Must Die, Traffic. This is a 1987 pressing, $17.99. Two great songs right here. Freedom Rider and Empty Pages. If you're a Steve Winwood fan, check those out. $17.99. And Roger Hodgkins in the Eye of the Storm, $12.99. Very often you don't see Vinyl Me Please. No, most people don't turn loose of them. If you're in the Vinyl Me Please club, most people get that. Doug was working up a trade with me. That's why we had a few of those. So I think he may already have copies, or maybe he had bootlegs. There for a while, those albums weren't in print, and bootlegs were. Unofficials were like $150, $200 for deloused in the crematorium. Right, Tanner? Mm-hmm. Tanner agrees with me. All right. Mars Volta. John Lennon 47, John Lennon 49. Gary Samuels wants the ODB. Alice in Chains is sold. Alice in Chains is sold. And Let's Sell Michael Schenker Group for $45 to Thomas Hujar. They're still bidding on John Lennon, as they should. Awesome compilation there. $50 is the high bid. I'm going to run through those one more time because that was a lot of interesting stuff. Probably I threw a lot of data there at you very quickly. We're going to go through another crate, I think very similar to that next. Let me see what this is. Yeah, we've got another crate kind of similar to that. Well, there's all kinds of stuff in here. I see. Now, here's some of the rest of that stuff that was on the hot picture for sure. Now, I see Bongzilla. What was the other stuff requested to auction? I don't know if anybody was really asking about it. I think some people were having fun with the name Bongzilla. But I can't remember. Maybe was it Pato somebody asked about here? Maybe. So if any of those y'all want, like if you want to ask me to auction them, I will. Some of those are all in the crates ready for buy it now. And I think several people are after Pato, so we might pull that up. Paul's got a lot of notes on the back of it, so we probably need to do that. All right, so John Lennon's at 50, and let's do this right here. I've seen at least maybe 2 people ask about it, either messages or comments, and at least 2 or 3 people ask about it so far. I think everything else that maybe if you've seen in a hot picture, if it hadn't already sold, it's most likely going to be in this next bin. But let's go through this one right now. One more time, very quickly. Chris Cornell. Now, these are new for $50. This one's pretty much brand new. It just don't have shrink wrap on it. Near mint vinyl. That's Chris Cornell's greatest solo hit. Well, not solo hits. It's a great compilation. $37.99. $37.99. John's out on John Lennon. Jason Dobb has that for $50. Final call. $19.99 for Churches. Screen Violence. And that was on red vinyl for Churches. Screen Violence. Danzig Sings Elvis. Purple vinyl, $29.99. Billie Eilish, $24.99. Apricot colored vinyl. Wild Bunch, Rock Empire. That is on white vinyl, $19.99. Johnny Cash, the I Walk the Line soundtrack, $19.99. Promo, well, the cover is a promo, $19.99 on that. Paul C on CC, which was Chris Cornell. That sold to Paul Brothers. Next is Agnostic Front. Really surprised something with that name isn't still here, or is still here. Agnostic Front, Victim in Pain, $54.99. Gatefold. This runs on Blood, $14.99. Clear vinyl with CD. Just Another Day, Holding On, 2001. Hardcore, $9.99. Baptist, $19.99. Beacon of Faith, that Baptist, was $19.99. $24.99 for the Don Caballero. Excellent math rock, probably their best, Paul says. $24.99. And $14.99 for red vinyl Psych. That's nothing to do with the artist. It is Terrapin Gun, Relax Your Mind, $19.99. All right, John Lennon is sold to Jason Dobb for $50. Let me see what else we have over here in our Japanese bin. I think I've got some other stuff behind the counter to run. We're going to go through a little bit of cassettes at some point tonight because we've had one stray bin of cassettes that's been just lingering around the back of the counter for a while, and I'm ready to go through them so we can move that crate out of the way and then get to some other stuff like that. Also, that Sky Chaos, do you know why that wasn't keyed in? Maybe we need to figure out who bought that. I saw that behind it must have lost its tag or something, but I had a feeling there's enough people watching, they probably could let us know. Colin Butler on Don Caballero, and Mark Lent wants the Wild Bunch. And this one, Wild Bunch, right here. So Colin got that. Don, Mark Lent got this one. I think Saturday night when we sold like 3 entire bins of punk and hardcore, all those we lost one tag. We wasn't for sure, or the tag fell off on Sky Chaos. Now, it's either James Bragg's or somebody else's. So if you're watching and you think that you got this, let me know. It's either James Bragg's or it's somebody else's. So, yeah, it's either James Bragg's or it's somebody else's. Paul Brothers on Churches. Paul Brothers on Churches, and I think it was the woman that was on. That would be Kelly Gabney. Kelly Gabney then. Or Autumn Betts, yeah. Maybe they're watching, but somebody got that. But that was that. Seth thought that was a really funny comment. It's either James Bragg's or somebody else's. What's so funny about that? It's a true statement. It's either James Bragg's or somebody else's. Cyndi Lauper is a $35 start. Cyndi Lauper, She's So Unusual. $35 start. Near mint and pristine Japanese pressing. One of our best-selling Japanese pressings. I think y'all know 5 top 10 hits, including Girls Just Want to Have Fun and Time After Time. That's a $35 start, and Billy Squier, Signs of Life is a $35 start. Billy Squier, Signs of Life, $35 start. $35 start on that. Autumn says it wasn't me, so it's either Kelly Gabney or James Bragg. According to Sean, nobody else is claiming it, so $35.99. Seth, you know what? You're fired. Seth is fired for laughing at my true statement. You're fired. Goodbye. Let's see here. First is Holding On Price and Terrapin Gun. Terrapin Gun's right here. Fred Carnell. Terrapin Gun is $14.99. Red vinyl, number 28 of 50. Wow. Number 28 of 50. Only 50 of those pressed. And Gus C. Holding On was $9.99. $9.99. All right. We have Baby in shrink wrap, $17.99. $17.99. Lies Plague. Lies is $9.99. John From, A Stirring in the News. Yeah, that is 2 O's. That is $14.99. Fred Carnell wants Terrapin Gun, and Gus C. says he'll take Just Another Day. These Japanese pressings are $35 starts. In My Eyes, Nothing to Hide. In My Eyes is $29.99. $19.99 U.S. press. In My Eyes. Another Baptist, $19.99 for Bushcraft. $19.99. Barbara Streisand, $14.99. World at Glance, $9.99. Traffic is still available, $17.99. I recommended that one. And Roger Hodgkins, $12.99. Seth getting fired is like Kenny Don in the South Park. Seth made it through Saturday, 6-hour marathon without getting fired. That's because he wasn't here. He wasn't here. He's probably asleep. Yeah. All right, those are right behind me. If anybody decides they want anything else, let me know. There's Skyos, however you say that. Let's go through another crate. Says infamous or infamous for picking apart people's words. You'll be like, you'll say something, and then he'll say something just, totally unnecessary. He'll say something totally unnecessary, like, I think you mean yesterday, or something. And this is why he gets fired, okay? If y'all are around him enough, you would know. He does have a cult following, though. So does Doug. So does Tanner. So does Ed and John. I guess Jake. Jake's kind of really under the radar. All right, new crate. New crate. Let's see what's in here. I'm about to make these buy it nows. We have Alice in Chains facelift. EX $29.99 for the remastered 2LP of Facelift. EX $29.99 facelift. Eagles of Death Metal Heart On VG Plus $29.99 with red 7-inch Eagles of Death Metal Heart On. VG Plus $29.99. Changes. David Bowie, a VG copy, $14.99. VG $14.99. Blue Oyster Cult Spectres or Spectres. I've never mastered that one. VG minus $9.99. And the Best of Blondie is a VG copy, $11.99. So far, this crate looks like it's been wiped out. Let's start tagging some records. First is Tara Joachim Staller on Alice in Chains. That's sold to Tara. Joachim Staller, Alice in Chains. Next was Patrick. You were second on Alice in Chains. Neil Brashear was first to Eagles of Death Metal. Wade Lucas, you were second. Darren Meyer first on David Bowie. Sarah second. Patrick third. Jackie first on Blondie. Randy second. Eric Fisher third. That just leaves Blue Oyster Cult. That's still available. Queen's Greatest Hits. A VG copy. $17.99 for Queen's Greatest Hits. Johnny Cash, The Holy Land. EX condition, $22.99. Original Columbia 360 sound, 2i. EX $22.99. Charlie Daniels Band, Million Mile Reflections, featuring The Devil Went Down to Georgia. VG, $9.99. Chris Frazier, first to Queen. Shane Devers, first to Johnny Cash. We're going to take a quick time out and end these auctions for $35 buy it nows. If anybody wants them, it's a first come, first serve. Cyndi Lauper, She's So Unusual, $35 start. And Billy Squier is a $35, or not a start, a buy it now. We have buy it nows available on both of these. Billy Squier and Lauper, Cyndi Lauper. Okay. 35. 35. This was sealed, $85. White Label Promo, Billy Squier, $45. And Magical Mystery, $65. Those are the Japanese records so far tonight that are no bids, that are still available. I've got more to show. First, we had Shane Devers on Charlie Daniels Band. Info on BOC. It has Godzilla on it. Thank you for denoting that. It does. Go, go, Godzilla. VG minus $9.99. It is a VG minus $9.99. Toto was sealed. $85. Toto was sealed. Okay. We did see them for free. Blue Oyster Cult. I had some cousins go up to the local casino, which is in Kentucky. It's about an hour from here. Blue Oyster Cult was playing. Me and Tanner drove up there just to check it out. My cousins wasn't there. Neither one of them have smartphones, and they thought you could just show up and buy tickets, and you had to buy a ticket on your phone and then them scan it. Neither one of them had smartphones. They just turned around and went home. Me and Tanner went up there. We walked up to the gate. We get out of the vehicle. I hear Godzilla, and I was like, it's got to be near the end of the show. I mean, that's going to be like a finale. Godzilla, Don't Fear the Reaper. Me and Tanner walk up. I was like, hey, I think my cousins are here. At the time, I didn't know that he wasn't. They just let us in for free. Not many people there either. We were like third row, took some seats, seen Blue Oyster Cult for free. And when you were leaving, they were giving everybody $20 in free play money. I lost it all. Tanner ended up winning like $100. Great trip. This is Pato, a VG copy for a $55 start. This is on the Vertigo Swirl. The Vertigo Swirl. VG, $55 start. We have one of Paul's favorite clicks on track side B, track 3. One of Paul's favorite songs, side 2, track 3. That must be called the Money Bag. This is a $55 start. This is Pato, must be self-titled. It's an original Vertigo VG condition. $55 start on that. $55 start on that. I don't know a lot about that, but it must be quite desirable. That's in VG condition, Vertigo Swirl, $55 start. Chris Wood Sr. says he'll take BOC. Brian Tyler, you were second. Details of the Squire, that's not Signs of Life. Wade Lucas, that was Billy Squire, Enough's Enough. It's a mint and pristine white label Japanese press. It's a white label promo, $45 buy it now on that. Jason, 30 on Cyndi Lauper. I'll go ahead and sell that to you. Nothing in the bins or make offer, but I'll go ahead and say that just because I think I've got 2 or 3 more laying around. So I'll go ahead and sell that to you for 30. Nobody get into a habit of making offers yet. Later tonight, I've got some buy it now best offer crates, but we got to get through all the new vintage stuff. Jeremiah's at 55 on Pato. Pato or Pato? The Worst of Jefferson Airplane, EX 2199. This is Jefferson Airplane's greatest hits. It's no secret. Somebody to Love. Today is a good mellow psych. White Rabbit. EX 2199. Worst of Jefferson Airplane. Stevie Wonder Talking Book. EX 2199. Let's see exactly why it's a VG, Brad, and anybody else that may be interested. Let's see. VG. So that's going to have usually no fillable mark. It's going to have marks, but definitely none that are fillable. And I don't see any here, the ones that I'm running my hand over. So this is probably going to have some light crackle to it in the background. So it's borderline VG plus in my opinion. He probably was a little bit more conservative on this one because it probably was going to go up for auction. Has a piece of wax still, there we go, that hadn't been cut off. Yeah. That's a wild label. BOC is already sold. BOC's already sold. Let's go up at the top. No smartphones. Well, that's my cousins for you. You have no idea. You have no idea. Jeremiah's at 55, now 60 on that one. Okay, this is Terry Callier. This is $129.99. EX $129.99. White label promo, has cover damage, rare and amazing folk, jazz, psych, blues, and it's been ultrasonically cleaned. Also, Pato has been ultrasonically cleaned. $129.99. Terry Callier, Occasional Rain. Occasional Rain. That's a white label promo. EX $129.99. EX $129.99 on that. Alice Cooper's Greatest Hits. VG $12.99. Alice Cooper's Greatest Hits. That's VG condition $12.99. And Churches, The Bones of What You Believe. Churches is EX $19.99. If you're just joining us, we're in a bin of brand new vintage arrivals. Check condition. There's some OG stuff in here. There's some relatively new stuff. We've also been running auctions, including Japanese pressings, especially just like the one we're about to show, which is Led Zeppelin 4, a near mint, minus, and pristine Japanese pressing. Beautiful. Super duper nice on this one. Has the Japanese insert with the lyrics, Black Dog, Rock and Roll, Stairway to Heaven, Misty Mountain Hop, When the Levee Breaks, Four Sticks, Going to California. Beautiful gatefold, perfect, pristine, white obi, $75 start on Led Zeppelin 4, $75 start. Okay, BOC had already sold. And we have Darren Meyer on Alice in Chains. That's sold to Darren Meyer. And Patrick Carter on Churches. Pato's at $60, and that's a final call. We're about to sell to Thomas, and no one else bids. Led Zeppelin's a $75 start. Johnny Cash, Original Golden Hits, Volume 2. That's VG minus $9.99. John Porter's at $65 on Pato. The Doors' Greatest Hits, EX Condition, $31.99 on the Doors' Greatest Hits. EX $31.99. This is EX $59.99. Rare Original 2015 press, similar to the, I can't make that out, LA Garage. This is Frankie and the Witch Fingers. Frankie and the Witch Fingers, EX $59.99. Paul writes very legible until I have to read it. Similar to the O.T.Y. Siegel, Allah, LA's, etc. This is Los Angeles Garage Psych. Frankie and the Witch Fingers, EX $59.99. Some of y'all may know what some of that is before I can really make it out. Donovan's Greatest Hits is VG Plus $14.99. Donovan's Greatest Hits, orange label on this one, Gatefold Mellow Yellow, VG Plus $14.99. Pato 65, Pato 66, Thomas Hujar on Frankie. Paul probably thinks I know what some of that is. He's writing similar to, but a lot of that is very new to me. I hadn't expanded into LA Garage Psych Rock like Paul has lately, or like John has. John's into the 60s garage stuff. He'll be reading off stuff like, this is the greatest record ever. He'll find a 45, and it will be some 60s garage group that I've never heard of. And it will end up being pretty good, but nobody I've heard of. I find out new stuff every day. Led Zeppelin 75. Pato's at 66. Thomas got Frankie. Blondie is sold. Pato's at 70. Deep Purple. This is a Greatest Hits comp. VG Plus $14.99. It has some cover damage when we rock. That's VG Plus $14.99. Chicago's Greatest Hits. That's a VG Plus $14.99. Aerosmith's Greatest Hits. It's VG Plus $21.99. Ugly Marks, but plays fine. Quick side note on that one. Ugly Marks, but plays fine. VG Plus $21.99. Black Anvil, as was. Black Anvil, EX condition, just $14.99 on that. Seems like a great price. Also, Ash Borer, the Trespassable Gate, EX $27.99. Ash Borer, that is black metal, $27.99. And Crow Crash Radio, VG Plus $9.99. Experimental Psych. Pato, 70-71, Colin Butler first on Black Anvil. Jeremiah was second. Scott Westskittle on the Deep Purple Hits. And Sean Fairweather on Ash. That's so to Sean Fairweather. Final call if you want to get in on Led Zeppelin at 75. And Brandon Jackson wants radio. Pato's at 73, still bidding on that one. EX $11.99, District of Dystopia. Grindcore, District of Dystopia. EX $11.99. You showed last week a Frankie. Still got it? If so, how much? Which Frankie? Maybe let me know specifically on that one. Clouds, Watercolor Days, VG minus $9.99. Feelable audible mark on side 2. This is progressive pop. VG minus $9.99. Clouds, Watercolor Days, VG minus. Alan Totten on Dystopia. Gus C was second. EX $26.99 for Circle X, Celestial. Circle X. EX $26.99. That's experimental noise. Alan got Dystopia. Gus C was second. Collins first on Clouds. Jeff has bid on Led Zeppelin. So that's a final call, and they're still bidding on Pato, which just came in at 80 with John Porter. Blowing Out. EX $27.99. Heavy Psych. New Cruiser. Blowing Out. EX $27.99. Bongzilla, Methods for Attaining Extreme Altitudes, EX $29.99. Green vinyl with the sticker. I think you listen to this and get high. That's the purpose. Jim Engelman, first on Bongzilla. Lots of people on that one. Sweetbacks, Bad ASSSS Song. This is VG Plus $39.99. Official Rare 1971 press of who? It's an official rare press of something. This looks very interesting. This is it's on Stax. VG Plus $39.99. Looks like a soundtrack to a black exploitation film from, it says world, has a world premiere and everything on it. That's VG Plus $39.99. Very interesting on that. Okay, so the before that, got any Mazzy Staria? No, I don't. It was Frankie Valli. I'm sure I do, Ray, but that might be tough to find. If you could let me know the exact name of the album, we will hunt it for you. Patos at 81. Jim got Bongzilla. Ken was second. Colin was third. Stevie Lee fourth. Jeremiah fifth. Brandon sixth. Kyle seventh. Jesse, I see that you were trying to bid on Led Zeppelin. It's at 75. I need to see more than that. All I got was a 7 from you. Stevie Lee wants the Bad ASSS song. That's so to Stevie Lee. Patos at 85. Colin was second. Led Zeppelin's at 77, and Pato is at 86. Next is MC Ren, EX4499, one of the original members of NWA. I found this in the bin. This was actually in the bin in the hardcore stuff. And I pulled it out, and I left it to Paul, and I said, re-clean this, re-sleeve it, update the price, because we had it marked for a little bit more originally. I figured somebody would be interested. No Isaac Hayes sample on B1. That's MC Ren, just $44.99. And that is an original MC Ren. Kiss My Black, AZZ. The Cufflinks, EX999. The Cufflinks is in shrink wrap, EX999. And Def Leppard, Pyromania. VG Plus, this is $39.99. This is a graded Japanese press. It is a Japanese import. This is a Japanese Pyromania. VG Plus by Japanese standards. I mean, just the first look here, it looks near mint and pristine. That is $39.99. Must have a couple stray marks on it. Let's see what side 2 looks like. Yeah, just a couple of, yeah, just hairlines on that. Just hairlines. $39.99 on Pyromania. Diver Down is EX49.99. That's an original 1982 on Van Halen. And Into the Purple Valley, Rycooter, EX17.99. All right, Monica said sound, but I think that's on your end because I think everybody can still hear me. Jeremiah Lewis first on Ren. That's so to Jeremiah Lewis. Patos at 90. Who do I talk to hunt it? You just need to send us an email with the title, or you can let us know right now and we'll write it down. Patos at 91. Led Zeppelin 78. Pato at 95. So the mint Japanese pressing of Led Zeppelin 4 is at 78. Patos at 95. This crate almost got obliterated. Let's go through it one more time. I've got 2 more crates of new vintage arrivals to go through, and then we'll probably start doing some on-sale stuff. Anybody looking, I rarely do this during the sale, but is anybody looking for any specific new vinyl, any certain artist? I never do really requests. Sometimes by the time I have time to do it, time's expired, but we have a lot of grunge and 90s stuff in stock, a lot of 80s metal, a lot of classic rock remasters. We have stuff like Megadeth, Rust in Peace. If you didn't know we had that, $44.99. We got Alice in Chains' first 2 albums. We have U2 Joshua Tree. We have Warrants in stock. We got most of AC/DC's discography, most of Black Sabbath's discography, a lot of Kiss albums, pretty much all the Pink Floyd's and Metallica's, all the Soundgarden albums except for maybe 1, King Crimson's, Beth Hart's, Leonard Skinner's, Iron Maiden's, Motorhead, Steely Dan's, a lot of new stuff in stock. So let us know and we'll do some hunting for you in between. So Pato is at 95, 96. Who else was bidding on Led Zeppelin? Jesse Hood, let me know if you're in or out on Led Zeppelin because you are now out at 78. And let me go ahead and go through this crate. I'm going to go ahead and go through this crate. And then I'll get caught up on some of those comments, okay, some of those requests and questions. First, we have the Worst of Jefferson Airplane, EX21.99. Stevie Wonder Talking Book. Stevie Wonder is EX21.99. Terry Callier was EX129.99 for Terry Callier. Johnny Cash, Original Golden Hits Volume 2, VG minus $9.99. That's on Sun. The Doors' Greatest Hits was EX31.99 for The Doors. Donovan's Greatest Hits is VG plus $14.99. Chicago's Greatest Hits is still available. VG plus $14.99. 25 or 624. Anybody really know what time it is? Color My World. Feeling Stronger Every Day is on there. Also, Aerosmith's greatest hits, VG Plus $21.99. Dream On, Sweet Emotion, Walk This Way, Same Old Song and Dance. That's VG Plus $21.99. Circle X Celestial is EX $26.99. That's still available. Okay, here. We had newest Greta Van Fleet. We've got it. $34.99, Tawana. We have it right here in stock. Also, I think Led Zeppelin sold. He said out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Starcatcher, Greta Van Fleet. That is $34.99, Tawana. $34.99. Any new MoFi? I've got a lot of MoFi in stock, but nothing really new. Nothing that has come in recently. Did the new LA Guns Black Diamonds ever come out on vinyl? I don't know. Monster Magnet. Yes, I do have some. Any specific ones they're looking for? Death Angel or Loudness New. I don't think I have those. Pathos at 97. Gary, I haven't checked on Gary Samuels. I hadn't checked on Gary Allen. Simple Minds Glittering Prize. Don't have that. Jesse's out on Led Zeppelin. This is sold for $78 to Jeff H. That's sold for $78 to Jeff H. Pato, 98. Steel Woods, the White Buffalo, don't have that. AC/DC Flick of the Switch, we may have that. We possibly have that. Shane Devers wants Johnny Cash out of here. Pato's at 100. Pato's at 108. Tawana says she'll take Greta Van Fleet. Any Whitesnake new vinyl? I don't think I have any. Well, possibly. Also, Blowing Out, new Cruiser. That was EX $27.99. Cufflinks was EX $9.99. Def Leppard was a Japanese press, $39.99. Van Halen, EX $49.99. And Rycooter, Into the Purple Valley, that was EX $17.99. The best Paranoid I have is the 2012 remaster, which I do have in stock. They are $33.99. Excellent sounding Black Sabbath remasters. Excellent sounding remasters on that. 38 Special, Tom Petty and Foreigner. We have those every night. Those could pop up at any second. Those could pop up at any second. AC/DC, we have If You Want Blood, Dirty Deeds, Jailbreak, Razor's Edge, For Those About to Rock, Blow Up Your Video, Back in Black, Highway to Hell, Let There Be Rock, Fly on the Wall. I do not have a new copy of Flick of the Switch in stock. No new copy of Flick of the Switch in stock. All right, Whitesnake's Greatest Hits. This is Whitesnake's Greatest Hits remastered and remixed. They're not re-recorded. It's just new mixes and remasters. $44.99. That's all the OG hits. And that's $44.99, Bob Riger. That's their greatest hits. Black Sabbath Paranoid. So does Zach Billy. If anybody else wants one, Tanner, those are $33.99. $33.99 on those. Okay, Pato was at 100, 108. Tawana got Greta Van Fleet. Sinatra, Fly Me to the Moon. I think that's a track on an album. I don't know if that's an actual name of an album. I do have a Stevie Nicks Greatest Hits, Todd. And out on Pato, that means Thomas Hujar has this for 108. Final call. Bob says he already has this. If anybody else wants Whitesnake's Greatest Hits, $44.99. Todd said Stevie Nicks from Last Crate. There has not been a Stevie Nicks tonight. There has not been a Stevie Nicks LP. You may have seen something. Maybe, hopefully, you wasn't on the wrong sale. There hasn't been one tonight. All right, time for a crate of new vintage stuff. New vintage stuff. Thanks for all the requests. Sometimes I'll go back through and jot those down or rewatch the feed and try to look some of that stuff up. Tanner writes down as much as he can. Tanner writes down as much as he can. And then I'll try to order that stuff. And even if you don't buy it, at least we have it in stock. Okay, Jason Dobbs says he'll take Whitesnake's Greatest Hits. Jared wants a For Those About the Rock. That's in the AC/DC bin, the one with the big cannon on the front of it. Come Fly With Me. Dusty, we may have a copy of that. Now, that's one of those records, once again, that could pop up at any time. That could pop up at any time. All right, Final Call on Pato 108. Let me show that in case anybody else wants one. Thank you. This is For Those About the Rock. Gatefold Remaster from AC/DC. I have one left, $31.99. No unofficials from The Cure. Jason, I don't know if they went back ordered or what's the deal, but you hadn't missed them. Nope, hadn't missed those. New vintage arrivals, and then I'm going to get new auction started. We have Stevie Wonder, Songs in the Key of Life. This has the book and the 7-inch single, $34.99. That's Stevie Wonder, 2 LP. $34.99. Simon & Garfunkel's Greatest Hits, $14.99. John Lill First to Stevie Wonder. And Reuben and the Jets. Never seen that one. $24.99. That's called Con Sappho's. $24.99. Con Sappho's. $24.99. Pato sold to Thomas Hujar for $108. That sold to Thomas Hujar for $108. Iron Maiden titles. Let me go try to grab one of each right quick because I'm sure there's other people. The word Iron Maiden usually perks up some ears. Let's see. Let me grab at least one of each over here. Somebody asked earlier for one of these already, or asked if we had it, I think. And, wow, we got a lot of different ones. Some of these I've got more than one. Some of these are only single shots, meaning I only have one. You shoot it, and it's gone. First is Power Slave. Power Slave, $36.99. Brave New World, $54.99. No Prayer for the Dying, $34.99. Seventh Son, $34.99. Peace of Mind, $38.99. Live After Death, $57.99. Self-Titled, $34.99. Fear of the Dark is $44.99. And somewhere around here, I have Final Frontier. Final Frontier is $49.99. Final Frontier is $49.99. Can we show you all the Rush and Taylor Swift? I can. Give me 1 second. I'll pull them over here. That's going to take about a half hour, though, to read through all those. Simon & Garfunkel's Greatest Hits, $14.99. Cuckoo, Cuckoo, Mrs. Robinson, Bridge Over Troubled Water, Sounds of Silence. They're all on there, $14.99. Brian Tyler wants Fear of the Dark. That's the only one we have of that one, I think. That's one that's been laying around for a while. Surprised that hadn't got gone already. That's sold to Brian Tyler, Fear of the Dark. Okay, we already showed Reuben and the Jets. Bonnie Raitt, 9 Lives, $9.99, any LA Guns. The only LA Guns I have is that newest release, Hollywood Forever, which is down here on the bottom of this stack. Everything else is, most of LA Gun stuff is not in print, meaning it's not available to order. You really can't get it. It's just mostly their newest albums and maybe a greatest hits. But that's the only thing I think I have right now, $29.99. Hootie and the Blowfish. If I don't have them on hand, I've got more on the way. That's the cracked rear view on clear vinyl. If those aren't here on hand, then there's more coming tomorrow or Wednesday. That's on clear vinyl. Cracked review. Those would be $31.99. Okay, back to the crate. Bonnie Raitt is $9.99. The Buddy Miles Band, Chapter 5, 6, 7. Buddy Miles is $24.99. Leonard Skinner's Second Helping. Leonard Skinner is $34.99. Second Helping, MCA Cloud Sky label. Classic, $34.99. Bob Riger says he'll take an LA Guns. If anybody else wants one, I have, I either have 1 or 2 left, I think. Or I had 2. This may have been the last one. That's sold to Bob Riger. Craig Johnson on Leonard Skinner. That's sold to Craig Johnson. Bonnie Raitt, Streetlights. Bonnie Raitt is $9.99. Santana, Z-Bop. Santana is $19.99. Savoy Brown, Boogie Brothers. Savoy Brown is $19.99. Savoy Brown, Getting to the Point. Savoy Brown is $19.99. Rare Beatles, $19.99. Rare Beatles, $19.99. And Gold Rock, the 1910 Fruit Gum Company, $19.99. Gold Rock. That is a German compilation from 1910. For $19.99 on that. Black Diamonds. I need to order that one. Somebody else asked about that tonight. Also, REM. These are kind of very limited pressings. They're already back ordered. Around the Sun, REM. I've got 2 left. That's their 2004 album, $49.99. If you didn't know we had that, $49.99. Herman's Hermits, Blaze, $9.99. Chris Kirkley wants an REM. I've got 1 left. The Sound of Music. This is an interesting looking one. $19.99. It's in shrink wrap. The Sound of Music. $19.99. It's a gatefold. I was looking for the book. I think the book is attached in the gatefold maybe. But it's in shrink wrap. $19.99. James Rayner takes the Bonnie Raitt. That's sold to James Rayner. The Very Best of Blood, Sweat, and Tears. As sold on TV. $19.99. The Very Best of Blood, Sweat, and Tears. Dueling Banjos, soundtrack from Deliverance. This is in shrink wrap. In shrink wrap, Dueling Banjos. That is 1999. Jane. Both Bonnie Raitt. He did. Both Bonnie Raitt. Let's see what's in here. There is. Both Bonnie Raitt. James got both of them. There's Blood, Sweat, and Tears again. We have the Kane Gang, Miracle. The Kane Gang, $14.99. The Kane Gang, Miracle. Shanti, 1971. Shanti is $24.99. Also, Johnny McLaughlin, electric guitarist. 1999, Johnny McLaughlin, electric guitarist. Mahavishnu Orchestra, Birds of Fire. 1999, and Jazz at the Metropole. Soul Yagged. I messed that up. Soul Yagged, maybe? And Coleman Hawkins, $9.99. I got another REM. This one's called Document. $38.99 for Document. That's the Capitol Vault's audiophile quality, faithfully remastered. $38.99. Soul Symphony, a new sound from the Three Sounds. VG Plus, $29.99. Soul Symphony, a new sound from the Three Sounds. That's on Blue Note, $29.99. Gus C. will take the jazz. That's so to Gus C. Denise Williams, $9.99. Is that a full album? I don't know if I've ever seen a full Denise album. Usually they're all 12-inch singles. Yeah, this is actually a full album, it looks like. $9.99. And the Ellington era, 1927 to 1940, Duke Ellington and his famous orchestra, Volume 2, box set, $29.99. Stevie Wonder, Intervisions, $26.99. Stevie Wonder, Intervisions, $26.99. Jesus Christ Superstar, $24.99 with booklet and poster. Jesus Christ Superstar. Emerson, Lake and Palmer, Brain Salad Surgery. That's $24.99 with the booklet. I'm going to move these Iron Maiden titles out of the way so I can put up some new auctions. In the meantime, Iron Maiden, The Final Frontier, self-titled, Live After Death, Peace of Mind, Seventh Son, No Prayer for the Dying, Brave New World, and Power Slave. Those are all in stock. While I'm putting these away before they get misplaced or fall over and crash, which we definitely don't want, I'm going to remind you of some other artists that we have deep discographies in, including Rush, except anything after 1989, except for Clockwork Angels. So we have pretty much all Rush from 74 to 89. We have nothing past 89 until you get to 2010, which is Clockwork Angels. So no Snakes and Arrows, no Test for Echo, no Counterparts. Those are all $200, $300 albums, and good luck finding them. It's even hard to actually find one for sale in the United States, especially, I think, for Test for Echo. Some of those are really tough to find. Okay, we have Poco, Head Over Heels, $9.99, and Crosby, Stills, and Nash so far, $19.99. 2002 for Clockwork Angels. What did I say, 2010? I was way off. Crosby, Stills, and Nash, $19.99. Love Story, $14.99 for Love Story, $14.99. And Muggsy Spanier, that's a Everest archive of folk and jazz music, $9.99. Jay Quan, Tipsy. Jay Quan, the #1 hit single, Tipsy. That is $9.99. KC and the Sunshine Band with booklet, $24.99, 2012. That sounds more like it. I thought they did the 10th anniversary pressing last year. Are you sure it's not 2013? Muggsy sold to Gus C. Paul T. wants Soul Symphony. Paul T. wants Soul Symphony. No Roll the Bones. No Roll the Bones. I left that one out. I knew if I didn't mention all of them. No Roll the Bones either. That one is up there on most people's list. Sorry. That is tough to get. Heart Magazine, $19.99. Heart Magazine is $19.99. Focus Live at the Rainbow is $19.99. Focus Live at the Rainbow. And Weather Report, Heavy Weather, $34.99. Roll the Bones, Test for Echo, Counterparts. I feel like I just left something else out again too. Nothing past 89 and nothing before. Presto is another one. Presto's not in print. Nothing past 89 or 89 and back. and feedback. Yeah, and then right that whole window there. The late 80s, the 90s, the 2000s, and maybe one of those was released in the early 2000s. They're not available on vinyl. MF Horn 2, Maynard Ferguson, $14.99. They are in various ways. There are reissues that are long out of print that are expensive. There are even bootlegs. But if you want a new copy, they don't exist right now. Joe South, Games People Play, $14.99. Katie Lang, Shadowland, the Owen Bradley Sessions. Katie Lang is $19.99. Miles Davis, My Old Flame. Miles Davis is $24. Snakes and Ladders. Yeah, I can never name them all off in order. When Dave Grohl was introducing them to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, he read them all off like, I think unprompted too. He read off Rush's entire discography in order, like very excitingly when he was introducing them, inducting them to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Miles Davis is $24.99. Jennifer Smeaton wants KD. That's so to Jennifer Smeaton. Huey Lewis and the News 4. That's $19.99. Also, Leo Kottke. Balance. Leo Kottke is $9.99. Rocks. Danceable Side. A K-Tail comp. $12.99. Let It Whip. Super Freak. Call Me. Controversy. You Got the Power. Don't You Want Me. Human League. Get Down on It. Cool in the Gang. Wow, this got some great dance music. $12.99 on Rock's Danceable Side. John Smetzer wants Huey Lewis 4. That's so to John Smetzer and the James Gang Thirds. The James Gang Thirds. An original ABC pressing, nice, $19.99. Jackie Reynolds on Rock's Danceable Side. That's a K-Tail comp. So to Jackie Reynolds. Next Japanese pressings. We have the Eagles, Hotel California. $45 start for the Eagles. Hotel California, $45 start. Near mint and pristine Japanese vinyl. It has the Japanese insert with it. We have the cover with the obi, and this is a $45 start. $45 start. Very nice copy of the Eagles, Hotel California. A top quality Japanese press. Have we already shown one of these? I think this is the second one tonight. So yeah, I got 2 copies now of Billy Squier for $35 if anybody wants it. So I've got 2 copies of that. Let me go grab something else. That might be near the end. Well, we do have an open copy of Toto 4. I'll try that for a $45 start. Toto 4. Very nice Japanese pressing. I'll put that up there with the Eagles. $45 and $45 start. I'm just going to read the titles that's left in here. Yes, the John Lee Hooker is sold. And I'm going to read through these one more time. And then I've got a brand new crate. I've got a brand new crate. And this looks like some interesting stuff over here. I see classic rock. And then I see some stuff that I'm not too familiar with. So that'll be the next crate. I'm going to read what's left in here. Final call on what's left in here. We have Simon & Garfunkel's Greatest Hits. If you want price, everything in here is EX plus near mint minus, so nice copies. But if you want a price confirmation, please let me know. Simon & Garfunkel's Greatest Hits, Reuben and the Jets, Buddy Miles Band, Santana, Savoy Brown, The Beatles, Rare Beatles, 1910 Fruit Gum, German compilation, Herman's Hermits, The Sound of Music, Dueling Banjo, soundtrack from Deliverance in shrink wrap, The Very Best of Blood, Sweat, and Tears, The Kane Gang, Shanty, Johnny McLaughlin, that's John McLaughlin, Mahavishnu Orchestra, Denise Williams. I thought somebody bought this. Did I not pull it? Jennifer Smeaton got Denise Williams. I knew I saw the comment. Duke Ellington Era, Stevie Wonder Inner Visions, Jesus Christ Superstar soundtrack, box set version, Emerson, Lake and Palmer, Poco, The Best of Crosby, Stills and Nash. Somebody just a moment ago said they didn't have any CSN. This is a good start. Deja Vu, Helplessly Hoping, Helpless, Guinevere, Sweet Judy Blue Eyes, of course. Love Story soundtrack, $14.99. Jaquan, Tipsy, KC and the Sunshine Band. That has a booklet with it, which I'd never seen before. $24.99. Prices on Beatles and Mahavishnu. Ian, Mahavishnu Orchestra is $19.99, and the Beatles, Rare Beatles, was also $19.99. Those are $19.99, Ian. Simon & Garfunkel's Greatest Hits, Scott, was $14.99. $14.99. Heart Magazine, $19.99. Also, Focus Live at the Rainbow, Weather Report, Heavy Weather, MF Horn 2, Maynard Ferguson, Joe South, Games People Play, Miles Davis is still available, so is Leo Kottke and James Gang. Usually there's not any Miles Davis left around. That is not something usually just casually laying in a bin, even if it is a repressing. Okay, new vinyl. We didn't have much new vinyl tonight. We really only had these two titles come in. And this is my only copy. We had Korn Untitled. There was a big pre-order for that. We sold 3 earlier. I got 1 left. That's our last copy. It comes out Friday. This is a deluxe edition, $39.99 for Korn Untitled. And then we had another restock of Pink Floyd. Then they have finally got around to pressing those again for the United States. It's been only an import, $44.99 on that. Okay, Ian says he'll take the Beatles, Rare Beatles. That's sold to Ian. Also, Scott Drum's in on the Simon & Garfunkel. Let me figure out what I've done with it. Simon & Garfunkel is right here. That's sold to Scott Drum. Ken Helplin on the Weather Report, Heavy Weather. That's sold to Ken. How much is Deja Vu? It's not Deja Vu, it's So Far, but that album is $19.99. That's Crosby, Stills & Nash Greatest Hits. Rudder Butter wants Price on Blood, Sweat, and Tears. That is $19.99. KC self-titled. Yes, Sherry Darnell. That is technically, well, it says, Who Do You Love on the spine. Who Do You Love? Let's see what the label says. It also has the original inner sleeve. Well, this got lots of stuff with it. A booklet. It has a fan card or a fan club postcard. Who Do You Love? I guess it's untitled or known as Who Do You Love, maybe, Sherry. Sarah said she'll take it. That's sold to Sherry Darnell. Kind of doing these out of order. That's sold to Sherry. Chad Kim wants Crosby, Stills & Nash. And Craig Ruth said Craig will take that last copy of Korn. Okay. Anybody else with this crate? I'm about to put up some new stuff. Had another flurry of sales there. But I was about to show the last crate of new stuff that we hadn't got to tonight, which are not records, but it's a restock of some of our best sellers. Let's see if y'all know what they are. I'm going to bring them up here. And I don't know, I guess I was misquoted or misunderstood. Maybe this is just their stock. They didn't sell off. But I was told that puzzles were done. And I guess where I had stuff back ordered, I'm still getting some in. I'm still ordering them. So, puzzles, $24.99. These are 500-piece puzzles from the UK. Some I've never had before. Some I haven't had in a while, like Metallica, Master of Puppets, $24.99. For your Kiss fans, Dynasty, $24.99. These are 500-piece puzzles from the UK. Iron Maiden Power Slave, $24.99. Iron Maiden Killers, $24.99. Motley Crue Shout at the Devil artwork, which is an actual picture of the band, not just the standard artwork with the pentagram. Rush Fly By Night is $24.99. And Scorpions Blackout, $24.99. Now, this item here is an oversized item. This is not part of $7 shipping, but if you want it, we can get you a quote. This will not ship with your $7 normal stuff. You'll understand when you see how large it is. This is a gigantic Funko. Dorothy and, look, it's Toto. Dorothy and Toto. This is the Wizard of Oz. $59.99. It's the movie poster series. Funko Pop movie posters. It looks like a Wizard of Oz movie poster, and that is $59.99. $59.99. Gigantic. Absolutely gigantic diamond collection. That's $59.99 plus shipping. $59.99 plus shipping on that one. Just a disclaimer. That's very cool. It's like, let's see, well, a record's about 12 inches. So this is about 16 or 18 inches tall. So this is $59.99. That will sell probably very quickly here in our store if no one claims it tonight. Okay, Carlene wants MC, which is the Motley Crue puzzle. That's sold to Carlene. And the Kiss puzzle, this is not vinyl, this is a puzzle. Just so everybody knows, the Kiss puzzle is $24.99. All of the puzzles are $24.99. Kiss Dynasty, Master of Puppets, Power Slave, Killers, Fly By Night, and Scorpions Blackout. I'm assuming Jerry Stone's not watching. Otherwise, he probably would have bought at least one of those. He's probably wanting to know why I hadn't called him yet. There's simply just not enough time in the day. I haven't even had time to call like my uncle. I've been thinking about some people. My uncle stopped by the store and was like, is Chad still alive? And, but thing about a phone call is you never know how long it's going to last. So I rarely have time to sit down and like talk for 2 hours. So I have a list of people that I'm supposed to call, but I've told them all like, you might want to just like text me because I have about 20 minutes on the way to the store. At night I could talk to you. If you want to be up about 2 a.m., I'll talk to you all night. But if you're not awake at 2 a.m., you're probably not going to get to talk to me on the phone because during the normal hours I'm not available, and then I do this 4 or 6 hours a night like Saturday. So usually 4 or 5 hours a night though, I'm right here during prime time. Eagles is a $45 buy it now. The Eagles Hotel California is a $45 buy it now. Who wants it? Who needs it? And then Toto 4 was a $45 buy it now. $45 buy it now on the Eagles and Toto 4. Eagles and Toto, $45 buy it nows. And there's Toto 4. I'm going to put those up here with the other no bids. Our next two Japanese pressings are The Best of the Doobies Volume 2 and Santana Beyond Appearances. And those are $35 starts. All right, is everybody awake out there? Everybody's got awfully quiet on me. Are you awake? Let's see some comments or something. Corn waiting list will be glow in the dark. Yes, if you want on the waiting list, I will get you more glow in the darks. Tony Riddle, we need to make a note to order more anyway. That was supposed to be a new release for Friday. I pre-ordered those with a different distributor than I normally pre-order stuff from, and I'm told that they ship stuff like really early. So, of course, nobody will get it before the street date. Nobody will get it before the street date, so we can sell them early. You won't get it before Friday. All right, John says he's snoring. Ryan wants to see some cassettes. Kyle Gregory says he's live. Let me go grab that last batch of cassettes. I'll start showing those a couple handfuls at a time. Right, Seth? All righty. Let's see here. Oh, I got a Black Sabbath shirt too. Whoa. Got a Black Sabbath shirt. I also got a couple refunds over here we need to test play. And let's see what we got. I have an extra large Black Sabbath Paranoid t-shirt, $24.99. Black Sabbath Paranoid. I own one of these myself. They're $24.99. Has the Black Sabbath Paranoid artwork on the front. New and sealed. Brand new Black Sabbath Paranoid. Extra large. I can get other sizes. They're $24.99. $24.99. All right, let's see what we have here in the cassette department. I'll show some in just a second. Zach Billy says he'll take the Black Sabbath shirt. Excellent. If anybody else wants one in any size, let me know. All right. Do you have any velvet posters? Bernie, I do not right now. All right. Ray Toss says I'll take a shirt. We need to put Ray on a waiting list then. New vintage arrivals not shown tonight. Lonnie Gordon, Bad Mood. Lonnie Gordon is $12.99. Bad Mood. Neil Young, Journey Through the Past soundtrack, $39.99. Also, Jack Bruce at his best. Jack Bruce is $34.99. That's Jack Bruce from Cream, his greatest hits. Let me borrow a sticky note right quick. I'm making some cryptic notes from some stuff to remind myself earlier. Okay. Jack Bruce is $34.99. Jack Bruce at his best. Siegel Schwarl in 1970. I've never seen that one before. Siegel Schwarl in 1970 on Vanguard, $19.99. And Rock, The Stars Do Their Big Ones. This is an RCA compilation, $14.99. Jefferson Airplane, Zager and Evans in the year 2525. The Guess Who, Friends of Distinction, Grazing in the Grass. That's $14.99. All right, let's see what we got in our cassette department. Sonic Youth, Experimental Jet Set, Thrash, and No Stars. Sonic Youth is $14.99. That's an OG Sonic Youth cassette. $14.99. ODB, $39.99. ODB, Return to the 36 Chambers, $39.99. I repeat, $39.99. ODB. Ryan Anderson wants Sonic Youth. That's sold to Ryan Anderson. I Love Brain, Pablo Moses, $49.99. Wow, we hit a couple good ones there. I Brain, Pablo Moses, $49.99. Toots Thälmans, East Coast, West Coast, $4.99. God's Child, everybody. God's Child is $4.99. And the Gypsy Gorilla Band, Ernie's Journey, $4.99. The Gypsy Gorilla Band, $4.99. God's Child, Toots Thälmans, Pablo Moses, and ODB. 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 Those are available if anybody wants them. I'm going to put some other stuff right over here. And I got quite a bit in this crate, but we'll go through them. Let me get rid of these sticky notes so I can finally put them out for sale here in the store too. All right, let's go through a few more LPs. Who do we have here? Gulliver, Ride in the Wind. Gulliver is $9.99. Sunbathing in Leningrad, David Haynes, $9.99. KC and the Sunshine Band. This is the classic here, $19.99. Super clean vinyl. KC is $19.99. I also have that new and sealed on MoFi. Coleman Hawkins, $19.99 for Coleman Hawkins. Jesse Hood on KC and the Sunshine Band. Heavy Cream, $34.99. Heavy Cream. Hey there, it's Sammy Davis Jr. at his Dynamite Greatest. Sammy Davis Jr.'s Dynamite's Greatest Hits, 2LP, $14.99. There's Cream again, got those out of order. Songs and Pictures of the Fabulous Beatles, $19.99. This is a much later pressing. The true OGs of this are very expensive. This is kind of like introducing the Beatles. Heavily reprinted. That one's $19.99. Toronto. This is Head On. Toronto is $9.99. Around the World with Three Dog Night, $34.99. Scott Drum wants Sammy. Sammy Davis Jr. to Scott Drum. Thank you. That's so to Scott Drum. Pizza Hut Hits. I read that weird. Pizza Hut Hits. Wow, this is a Pizza Hut promotional record. We had Wendy's earlier. This is from Pizza Hut, $24.99. Gino Vanelli, Linda Ronstadt, Pure Prairie League, The Babies, The Guess Who, Spencer Davis Group, Jan and Dean, Terry Gibbs, Crystal Gale, Dr. Hook, Randy Van Warmer, and Michael Johnson. Anybody remember going to Pizza Hut and getting that? I don't. I remember the jukebox at the Pizza Hut that I frequent, but it was a CD one. That is sold to Stacy Metternich. Scott Drum, you were second. Leonard Skinner, Gold and Platinum, $36.99. This is a Leonard Skinner Greatest Hits comp, $36.99. Gold and Platinum. Do You Want to Go Party? Another KC and the Sunshine Band. That's another very nice copy, gatefold, $19.99. Carole King, Her Greatest Hits, $14.99. Jazzman, Sweet Seasons, So Far Away, Nightingale, It's Too Late, I Can Feel the Earth Move. John Leal, first on KC, need to get Carole King. I love Jazzman. Straubs, Hero and Heroine, $14.99 on Straubs. Don't Shoot Me, I'm Only the Piano Player, $24.99 for Elton John. This has the lyric book with it. Looks like a very nice pressing. MCA, $24.99. Don't Shoot Me, I'm Only the Piano Player. Elton John. The Body and Soul of Tom Jones, $9.99. Letter to Lucille, hop sticker, $9.99 on Jones, Tom Jones. Leo Sayer, $9.99. Living in a Fantasy. Leo Sayer is $9.99 for Leo Sayer. Grace Slick, Manhole, $14.99. Johnny Rivers, Golden Hits, $14.99. Johnny Rivers, Golden Hits, featuring Secret Agent Man. Secret Agent Man. Saturday Night at the Grand Ole Opry. This is on Decca. Looks like an earlier one, $12.99. It's on an older Decca label. I can tell you it's from Wisconsin because here is the guy's original notes. Here's the Saturday Night, Grand Ole Opry, $12.99. Kitty Wells, Roy Drusky, Tom Paul, Patsy's on here, Roy Acuff. The music is great. The record is mint. The sound is mint. 1962, included in library, near mint, $25. That's probably a record mine. That's probably a gold mine record price guide value, $25 on that, which most price guides are not any good. But this is Saturday Night Grand Ole Opry, $12.99. There's the Ryman. There's the Ryman Auditorium, the OG Opry. Jackie Reynolds, first on Johnny Rivers. Michael Nath, you were second. We have Dinah Ross and the Supremes. That's $24.99. Larry Smith on Grand Ole Opry. Scott Drum, you were second. The Very Best of Sonny and Cher. This is the one I like. It has The Beat Goes On, I Got You Babe, 1999. Super clean. I like the artwork too. That is the best of Sonny and Cher. Sherry Darnell wants Leonard Skinner Gold and Platinum. That's sold to Sherry Darnell. Another Year, Leo Sayer, $9.99 for Leo Sayer. The Royal Guardsman, The Return of the Red Baron, $19.99. Here's another note from Wisconsin. The music is excellent. The record condition is near mint. The sound is near mint. Near mint, $25. He said, should I keep it? Yes. And $8.97. That might be all the way back from August of 1997. There's no telling how long it took him to catalog all these like that. Listening to every one of his 20,000 piece collection and then tagging them all like that, that takes years to listen to that many records and catalog them. If you do it just part-time. $19.99 on the Royal Guardsman. Ray Toth said he'll take the Sonny and Cher. That's sold to Ray Toth. Sock It To Me, Mitch Ryder and the Detroit Wheels. That's $14.99. Straub's Grave New World. Straub's has the booklet. Wow, there's some nightly nudity. Male nudity. Straub's, $24.99. This is Brave New World. I don't know if I've seen that one, especially with that cover, and it has a booklet. $24.99. Southside Johnny is $9.99. Fiddler on the Roof. We had a Japanese pressing the other night that a lot of people wanted. This is the 2LP US version with the booklet, $19.99. Patty will take the Straub's. That's sold to Patty. And Heavy Mix. This is another compilation from Pickwick. $14.99. Has some heavy, odd stuff. Elephant's Memory, Motherlode, Captain Beefheart's on here, Lou Christie, and Sopwith Camel. $14.99 on that one. Dionne Warwick. That's tough. Here Where There Is Love. That is $9.99. Heavy Mix sold to Ryan Anderson. I don't think I really even shown these, but let's end these auctions. And that concluded all of our newest Japanese stuff. I do have some stuff I hadn't got to, but let me show you everything that's been put up tonight for Japanese before I get into a new crate. But this is everything from tonight's batch that is still available. I'll start from the top. Toto, that is open. It's near mint and pristine. Everything in here is near mint and pristine unless I say otherwise. That is a $45 buy it now. The Eagles Hotel California is a $45 buy it now. Magical Mystery Tour, $65 buy it now. Billy Squier, Enough's Enough. That is a promo copy, $45. Sealed Toto, this is unopened, sealed, $85. I got 2 copies of Signs of Life, Billy Squier, $35. And if you missed those 2 that I just ended, these are $35 buy it nows. The Best of the Doobies, Volume 2, and Santana, that one's called Beyond Appearances, $35 on that. $35 on that. Wade said, would I take $37.99 for Enough's Enough? Well, earlier I had a $35 record that I sold for $30. Wade, I'll say that $45 record for $40, if that works for you. That's totally up to you, though. I will do $40 on that one. Did Mr. Robley execute the upside-down Beatles purchase? He did. We finalized it. Actually, when I was going live, Jeff, me and him were texting about it as soon as I went live. And he said he'd take it. We've already blown the air horn. That is his. Now, I did pull up. Oh, I got one more auction. Revolver. Tanner, you're looking awfully sleepy. You need a monster? $450 buy it now. Sealed revolver. We believe it's 1968 or 1969. It should be a capital rainbow label. It is sealed. $450 buy it now. That is what I need for that. Beatles revolver, $450 on that. Wade Lucas said sold on Billy Squier for $40. Sold to Wade Lucas. And Jesse Hood said he'd take Toto for $40. Sold to Jesse Hood. I have another one of these in stock if anybody's interested. Pricing additional Magical Mystery Tour. Benton, it is absolutely beautiful. It's a $65 buy it now. We have it stickered for more than that. It includes the near mint and pristine vinyl, and I left out a bonus. It includes a random disc of Venus and Mars. Just a random disc that was in there with it. It's also mint and pristine. It has the Japanese lyric insert, Penny Lane, Strawberry Fields Forever, the original inner sleeve, and the booklet is still attached. Beautiful Japanese cover with Obi. That's a $65 buy now. I have a feeling somebody's going to end up with that. Most of the Beatles classic studio albums, the Japanese pressings, aren't laying around after we get done. So that leaves Eagle, Santana, Doobies, Billy Squier, and Toto. And let me show a handful of cassettes. I forgot about them. I was on a roll and then I forgot. Let's see what we have here with cassettes. First is Tom Petty, Full Moon Fever, $14.99. Tom Petty, Full Moon Fever. Speaking of the Beatles, at the Hollywood Bowl, $14.99 for the Beatles at the Hollywood Bowl. Local H, As Good as Dead. Local H, $29.99. $29.99. Venom, live in concert. Interesting. Venom, $14.99. Prong, Face Value. I believe that is a 2-track single, $4.99. And Carcass, Heartwork. Carcass is $24.99. So there's a few more cassettes. Tom Petty, the Beatles, Local H, Venom, Prong, and Carcass. Those are all right here behind me if you decide you want any of them. Let me go ahead and finish the rest of this crate. All right. We have Tony Orlando and Don's Greatest Hits, $9.99. Blood, Sweat, and Tears Greatest Hits. If you missed the TV special one, here's the OG. Blood, Sweat, and Tears, $19.99. The Eagles' Greatest Hits, $34.99. The Eagles' Greatest Hits, 71 to 75, $34.99. Yes, Relayer. Hadn't seen a copy of that in a while. Relayer by Yes, $19.99. Take 55 for MMT. I don't want to do that. Like I said, I already had it stickered for more. 65 was kind of the reduced starting bid. I will do it for... It has a bonus disc too, and the book is actually attached. I'll do it for $60 though. I'll do it for $60 though, Benton. Just for you. Saga, Wildest Dreams. Saga is $14.99. Saga, Heads or Tails, is $19.99. 1983 West German pressing of Saga, Heads or Tails. I always thought that was a very interesting cover, $19.99. Ray Toff said, Tonely Teja. And I'm going to figure out what that says. He says take. I'll have to figure out what that is. Rich Russo wants Yes. That's sold to Rich Russo. And Magical Mystery Tour is sold to Benton Bragg for $60. Nothing sold for $500. It was, well, we did sell the Beatles earlier for $550. But Revolver is $450 for sealed $68.69. Surprised no one's bought that. Jeffrey DeLong wants Heads or Tails. That's sold to Jeffrey DeLong. Rat, Invasion of Your Privacy. What the heck? Should have auctioned this off earlier. Super nice copy, $54.99. Invasion of Your Privacy, $54.99. Cliff Richard, Rock and Roll Juvenile, $14.99 for Cliff Richard, Rock and Roll Juvenile. REO Speedwagon with shrink wrap and hop sticker. That is $19.99. REO Speedwagon. Redbone, Potlatch. Redbone is $19.99 for Potlatch. Red Rider, As Far as Siam. This has Lunatic Fringe on it. Lunatic Fringe is $19.99. Red Rider Neruda, that one's $19.99. And Alan Parsons Project is $19.99. And Ray Toth, I'm not for sure what take was for. I'm not for sure what that take was actually claiming. There's a slight delay. By the time you comment and it pops up on my screen, it could be as much as a 15 or 20 second delay. So you have to specifically let me know what you're looking for. And then if you're first, it's yours. Steve Perry Street Talk, $19.99. Renaissance, Ashes Are Burning, $9.99. This is the Northern Pikes, Secrets of the Alibi, $9.99 on Northern Pikes. And that was all that was in there. I meant to say I'll take Tony. And Tony was Tony Orlando. This is sold to Ray Toth. Tony Orlando. Thank you. Let me read through these titles one more time. If anybody wants any price or condition, let me know. Next handful of cassettes are... It wouldn't be a Coletco show with a little bit of Moody Blues. There they are. This time on cassette. $4.99 on the Moody Blues Octave. Ray Lynch, The Sky of Mind. Ray Lynch is $6.99. Camel, The Snow Goose. Camel is $14.99. Also, Therapy, Caucasian Psychosis. Therapy is $9.99. Caucasian Psychosis. And the Gypsy Saints, Spoons, Spoils, and Seven Gallus, maybe. $4.99 on the Gypsy Saints. Moody Blues is everywhere. Now, if we can start selling those like Pablo Cruz. We were the other night because I was actually hyping up some of their good albums. Now, Moody Blues, I can hype, and it's not really a joke. It's legitimate. This is various artists. Virgin Sampler. That's a Virgin Sampler, $9.99. I see Shaggy, Simple Minds, Brother Kane, The Tab 2, John Lee Hooker, Sacred Spirits, Terrell, Danny Tate, The Verve, The Geraldine Fibers, Maids of Gravity, Royal Trucks, King Crimson, Urban Dance Squad, Massive Attack, and Whale. That's Virgin Sampler, Virgin Records, $9.99 for the Virgin Sampler cassette. And I'll do 5 more cassettes or whatever I can grab here. The first is Wings Greatest Hits. Wings Greatest Hits, $11.99. The Kinks, One for the Road in a red cassette, $9.99. Randy Travis, No Holding Back. That's not easy to get on vinyl, $9.99. The Ruddles is $6.99. And Boston Don't Look Back. Boston Don't Look Back, $6.99 for Boston. That was some good ones there. Those are all still available. Let me go ahead and knock them out. We got 2 more handfuls. We have The Church, Starfish. The Church, that's got some great tracks on it, $5.99. XTC Skylarkin, that's not easy to get on vinyl, $9.99. Robert Palmer, Heavy Nova, $4.99 on Robert Palmer. Also Grin, Gone Crazy, $5.99. And Shaved Fish, John Lennon, that's a John Lennon hits comp, of course, $11.99. Ryan said he'd give $30 for the ODB cassette. You bought it. Sell this to Ryan Anderson for $30. That's sold to Ryan for $30. I'll put that right there on top of Tony Orlando. Brian C. wants the Ruddles. That's from the last stack. It's right here. This is sold to Brian C. The Ruddles, and Rudder Butter says he'll take Church. That's sold to Rudder Butter. So the handful that's going back in here is XTC, Robert Palmer, Grin, John Lennon, Boston. Be looking this week for a post of on-sale cassettes. I'm probably just going to take a picture of the spines, a big old stack or a big old wall of them, and be like, these are $6.99. These are $9.99, whatever. I may do a batch of really good ones for one price. You know, there might be different price points, but I'm going to do that this week because we have a bunch. I'll probably do it for CDs too. Michelle Shocked, Arkansas Traveler. Michelle Shocked, $9.99. Ooh, Sonic Youth Goo. Sonic Youth Goo, that one's $14.99. We also have Social Distortion, Mommy's Little Monster, $19.99. Arc Welder, Pull. Arc Welder is $4.99. And Robin Hitchcock and the Egyptians, Globe of Frogs. That's $4.99. Next comment was Paul T. wants Rat. Tanner, this was $54.99 for Rat, Invasion Privacy. A classic. That's sold to Paul T. $54.99. Tony Goose along with 50, 60, 70 I collect. Got it. Thank you. Ray Toth, welcome to Coletco. You're going to be like, if you were watching, you're going to enjoy our show. Ryan Anderson on Sonic Youth. Rich Shockley wants the Boston cassette from that last stack. Don't Look Back, $6.99. That's sold to Rich Shockley. And one more time on that stack was Michelle Shock, Social Distortion, Arc Welder, and Pool. That was the last of this crate that had been behind the counter for a good while. I think there's a bunch more in the back, Paul's Price, that I've never shown. They've just never made their way up here because I was like, well, don't bring them up yet. I got more behind the counter we hadn't got to before. No, Revolver is a stereo press. So let me go over the whole details of that one more time. Like I said, sealed stereo presses are 1,000 plus, and then sealed OGs of this are probably 800 or more. Maybe 6, I guess. somewhere in there. This is two reasons. It's a 68 or 69 Jacksonville press. It has the 4 on the back. It also has the mention of a stereo cartridge and needle to avoid damage. You can also see that the inner sleeve is white, which dates it 68 to 69. OG revolvers will have a blue or orange or yellow, blue or orange colored inner sleeve, and I think that depends on where it was pressed. So this is a 68 to 69. It will be a color rainbow label if you were to open this, which I hope you don't. But if you do open it, it's a color rainbow label, but it will say subsidiary at the bottom. It won't be that first press. That's $450 for this one. $450. And like I said, I think sealed stereo OGs would be twice that much, and I think sealed monos would be about 3 times that much. If you go to eBay sold, there's a mono sealed that has recently sold, I think, for about $1,200. They also just sold on eBay, and in addition to the Beatles, I was watching it. I think it was an ad back cover that was pristine mono. It sold for $9,988, just under $10,000 for a super. No, that was a sealed copy. Yeah, it was a sealed mono ad back. Sold right under $10,000 on eBay. I think last night, if you do introducing the Beatles, sold listings, highest first, it should be at the top. There's some expensive ones on there. Here's what's left in this bin. Lonnie Jordan, that was his name. Lonnie Gordon, if you need prices, let me know. Neil Young, Journey Through the Past. Jack Bruce, Siegel Schwarl, 1970. Rock, The Stars Do Their Big Ones. Gulliver, Sunbathing in Leningrad. Coleman Hawkins, Heavy Cream. The Beatles, Songs and Pictures of the Fabulous Beatles. Toronto, Around the World with Three Dog Night. Around the World with Three Dog Night. Let's see here. Carole King, Her Greatest Hits. Straub's, Hero and Heroine. Straub's, Hero and Heroine. Don't Shoot Me, I'm Only the Piano Player, $24.99. The Body and Soul of Tom Jones. Leo Sayer, Grace Slick Manhole, Diana Ross and the Supremes Hits Compilation. Leo Sayer, The Royal Guardsman. Mitch Ryder, Southside Johnny. Fiddler on the Roof. Dionne Warwick, Blood, Sweat and Tears. The Eagles' Greatest Hits. Saga, Cliff Richard, REO Speedwagon, Redbone, Red Rider. Surprised that's still available. As far as I am, that has Lunatic Fringe on it. Another Red Rider. Also, the best of Alan Parsons Project. Steve Perry, that is Never Left Behind. Renaissance and the Northern Pikes. Tracks and Price on Rocks. This was this one right here, Rock. This is the Guess Who, Laughing. Julie Budd, You've Got a Friend. Jerry Reed, Alabama Wildman. Friends of Distinction, Grazing in the Grass. Original cast of Hair doing Aquarius. Jefferson Airplane, Somebody to Love. Nielsen, Without You. Generation Gap Orchestra. Theme from Shaft. The Main Ingredient, Spinning Around. And Zager and Evans in the year 2525. That's $14.99. Price on Songs and Pictures and Stories of the Beatles. Jim Gray, this is $19.99. Now, this is not a flip open cover. This is probably an 80s repressing. This is a bootleg or an 80s repressing for $19.99. This album is just like Introducing the Beatles. The label even says Introducing the Beatles. They all say Introducing the Beatles. This is a heavily repressed and counterfeited album. This is one of those examples. It's $19.99. Sherry Darnell wants Three Dog Night, Around the World. Let's pull that for Sherry Darnell. Three Dog Night, Around the World. And how much of Steve Perry? Dan Benedict, that was $19.99. Featuring the hit track, Oh Sherry, $19.99. Let me go grab another handful of cassettes. I'll hand pick about 5 or 7 out over here of stuff that I can't believe didn't sell. Let's see here. Wow, there's a bunch. I remember some nights I showed these. I was like, man, how are some of these still left behind? There's Tin Machine. Tin Machine with David Bowie. That's $9.99. Let me go ahead and grab that. I'll read it to you. Eric Clapton Unplugged, $14.99. John Prine, Bruised Orange for $19.99. Another Randy Travis, just $9.99. And let's pull a Prince, Sign of the Times, $11.99. I'll bring those over here and show them to you at least. It's going to take a lot of footwork to get to those. Walking back and forth. Okay, so there's those. Prince, Randy Travis, John Prine, Eric Clapton Unplugged, and Tin Machine. I thought those were some pretty good titles, just casually laying over there. Scott Drums wants the Alan Parsons Project, best of. That's sold to Scott Drum. Jason Fornerat wants the Eric Clapton Unplugged. Rich Shockley wants Randy Travis. That's sold to Rich Shockley. Tin Machine. And then Cinderella from earlier is sold to Jeffrey DeLong. I also have Night Songs. If you're interested in a copy of Night Songs, Jeffrey. Long Cold Winter, though, is sold to you. Thank you. Now, it's 10:20. Here's the agenda for the rest of the night. We are probably going to stop around 11 o'clock tonight because I have not ate today. And Seth's Meemaw has some food over here. And Seth was eating it earlier. And my stomach is calling it. But with that being said, we can do one or two things. We can do a recap from tonight, and I will entertain offers. I'll go through the oldest stuff first. I'll be flexible on price. We'll go back through it if you stuck around this long with us. Or we can go through a crate that's really old, buy it now, best offer. Or we can go through a really good crate that's fairly recent, buy it now, best offer. So basically, we'll probably do one or two more crates tonight, thoroughly of buy it now, best offer. And it can be really old, or it can be fairly recent, like one of these crates of like something. ET with Hot Pick sale already. ET is still available. Dave Plunkett says he wants the oldest of the old, really old. I don't know how much really, really old I can go back there and find, but I can try. Sean says a recap and an old crate. Buy it now, best offer. Craig wants to see recent buy it now, best offer. All kinds of votes right now. Also, the price on Venom and Prong cassettes. Venom was $14.99 and Prong was $4.99. Venom was $14.99 and Prong was $4.99. All right, we might need to go, Tanner, we might need to go hand select 4 or 5 great looking cassettes over there and show them. Rob wants to see the $5 bin. No such thing. No such thing. There's sometimes a $6.99 bin. Let me go to the back and fill up a crate. I'll do that right quick. I'm getting hungry. We've had a great night, though. Lots of great vintage. We're going to do it again tomorrow. Let's start doing some stuff on sale, though. Are there crates back here? Nope. Let me grab one. I've emptied 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 crates, and I probably could condense one more time. So I've emptied 6 crates selling tonight. So we have definitely moved through some LPs. Let me go to the back and get... I'm going to just pick some stuff and see what I can find. Man, it's hard to find old stuff back there. I was looking for like January, February. There is none. We've either already sold it all, done half off. A lot of that stuff we've already shown half off and gone through it. It's mostly May, April, June. And we've put out so much recently. There's not really a lot of old stuff back there. So, all right. So next comment was, do you have Guns N' Roses Use Your Illusion 2? We should, yes. If it's not in the G's, then it's in one of these crates around here. It's $49.99. We have price on E.T. E.T. was $49.99. David Polkey, you get the prawn cassette. And let's go through these. Buy it now, best offer. Night songs, price, and condition. Those are music on vinyl. All the Cinderellas are new sealed music on vinyl pressings. New sealed music on vinyl pressings for $38.99. Did anybody want rock? Who asked about this? Who asked about this? Did they want it, the rock comp? I never did see that. It's still available if anybody wanted it. Okay, so I have no idea what I've grabbed. Let's find out. Paul Anka, 21 golden hits, $9.99. These are all buy it now, best offer. Neil Young, Reactor, EX condition, $17.99. The Graham Edge Band, $14.99. American Boy and Girl, Garland Jeffries, that's in shrink wrap, $9.99. And Roadrunner, The Gants, VG $14.99. John Duran says, I'll take it. What did he ask about? John Duran says, I'll take it. And he asked about what? And then Jeffrey DeLong says, I'll take Night Songs. We got him a long cold winter. Do we have, let me make sure I have one over here. Cinderella, Blues Traveler, Chicago, Collective Soul, Costello, Bush, Oingo Boingo, Johnny Burnett. Well, I've got to find them. They're in one of these bins around here somewhere. There's OBC, Crenshaw, Crosby, Colt, Cure, Depeche. I don't see... well, somebody asked about this. I was wondering what happened to it. What happened to this earlier? I meant to show this earlier. Is anybody still looking for this? Keith Whitley is a $125 start. Keith Whitley is a $125 start. I forgot about this. It's right here. I wonder, do you think of me? There's somebody asked about it a long time ago. Keith Whitley is sealed. I wonder, do you think of me? Has a saw mark on it right here. That is sealed. $125 start. John Duran says he'll take the rock. Oh, the rock comp. Okay, the rock comp. Sorry. That's sold to John Duran. Next comment. So put down Jeffrey DeLong for a Cinderella Night Songs. They're around here somewhere. They're in one of these bins. Jeffrey, I got you down for one. Stacy says $7.99 on Paul. Sell that to Stacy Manager for $7.99. And Jedit wants PA. And PA was what? Paul Anka. Jedit, we already had an offer for $7.99 and I sold it to Stacy. Sorry. Stacy, he almost cost you $2. It's already sold to Stacy for $7.99. We have The Byrds Untitled, a 1970 Pitman press, $24.99. 1970 Pitman press, $24.99. If you're just joining us, everything in here is a buy it now best offer. The Byrds Untitled. City Lights Silent Dancing, a white label promo, $11.99. Elvis Costello Imperial Bedroom, $19.99. Elvis Costello Imperial Bedroom, $19.99. The Kinks' Greatest Hits is a VG, $14.99. That is the original tricolor Steamboat label. The Kinks is VG, $14.99. The Moody Blues 7th Sojourn, VG Plus, $9.99 for the Moody Blues. The Touch, Alabama, EX condition, $9.99 for The Touch, Alabama. The Best of John Fahey, 1959 to 1977, $24.99. Jackie Reynolds wants The Kinks. That's sold to Jackie Reynolds. Fresh Air 2 is $14.99. Fresh Air 2 is $14.99. The Nice Greatest Hits is $19.99. The Nice Greatest Hits. John Hyatt, Bring the Family, a 1987 U.S. press, $19.99. A lot of times, like I've said before, his stuff doesn't just sit around too long. Don't see it as often. $19.99. The Secret Life of J. Eddie Fink by Janice Ian. That is $9.99. How to Keep Your Husband Happy by Debbie Drake. $9.99. I think that's aerobic dancing. Rick Wakeman, The Six Wives of Henry VIII. $19.99. Like I've said, don't hesitate to make offers on these. Loggins and Messina, So Fine, $9.99 for Loggins and Messina. Anastasia, music from the soundtrack, $34.99. 20th Century Fox CinemaScope production, Alfred Newman, $34.99 on that. Lou Reed, Coney Island Baby, $34.99. Tan RCA label. This looks interesting, $29.99. It's Tom Fogerty, Myopia. Looks like it's got some wet cover damage on it. $29.99 for Tom Fogerty, Myopia, super nice vinyl. $29.99, Wild Angel, Nelson Slater, $19.99, Wild Angel, Nelson Slater. This is $9.99. It's a South African import of Rimsky-Korsakov, L-E-C-O-Q-D-O-R Suite. Wow, that was a lot to read. Let me pick out a few more cassettes over here. I'm going to start reading them off, then I'll bring them to you. Wow. Guns N' Roses, Lies, $19.99. What's that still doing here? The vinyl's 100 plus, easy. Guns N' Roses, $19.99 for Lies. These are cassettes. Here's another Randy Travis. This is called Old 8x10, $9.99. Bad Company, 10 from 6. That's a Bad Company greatest hits, $4.99 for Bad Company. Van Halen, OU812, $19.99. And REM, Life's Rich Pageant, $14.99. There's a few good ones. Guns N' Roses, Lies. These are cassettes, $19.99. Randy Travis is $9.99. Bad Company, 10 from 6. That's a hits comp, $4.99. Van Halen, OU812 is $19.99. And REM, Life's Rich Pageant is $14.99. Chris Kirkley offered 6 for Alabama, The Touch. Sell this to Chris Kirkley for $6. Michael Nath on how much was Rimsky? That was $9.99. Michael Nath, $9.99 on that. The Reddings, Steamin' Hot. The Reddings is sealed, $21.99 for the Reddings. Also, The Best of Warren Zevon, $34.99. The Best of Warren Zevon. And the vinyl on this, I remember this copy. It looks like it's unplayed. $34.99 on Warren. Lee Michaels Barrel, VG Plus, $11.99. Sell Rimsky for $6 to Michael Nath. That's sold to Michael Nath. Dan Fogelberg, Captured Angel, EX, $11.99. Keith Whitley is up for bid for a $125 start. I Wonder Do You Think of Me? $125 start. I hadn't ended it yet, but we're looking for an opening bid. Ted Nugent, State of Shock. Ted Nugent is VG Plus, $14.99. You could cut open that seam and have a mint perfect brand new copy. That album has never been reissued. He's only ever now, I used to say he's never got anything reissued. There are Vinyl Me Please pressings of that one album. Don't Close Your Eyes is now available for Vinyl Me Please. They're about $60 on colored vinyl. The OGs really hadn't dropped much in value, as I figured they wouldn't. Herb Albert, What Now My Love, Herb and the Tijuana Brass. That's EX, $12.99. The Pure Sounds of the Purifies, James and Bobby. VG Plus condition, $14.99. That is a 67 stereo. Guns N' Roses Live, $19.99. We have a few cassettes here of stuff that I can't believe hadn't sold. Guns N' Roses, Randy Travis, Bad Company, Van Halen, and REM. Those are all available. Ray Charles, Friendship. Ray Charles is VG Plus, $9.99 with the hop sticker. Buddy Holly and the Crickets, 20 Golden Greats, EX, $16.99. Chris Frazier says he'll take the GNR cassette. That's sold to Chris for $19.99. The original rock and roll hits of the 60s, VG Plus, $9.99. I see Tommy James and the Marcells and the Essex. The Cookies are on here. Tommy Rowe, that's on Roulette. Those are a lot of Roulette artists. VG Plus, $9.99. Gene Pitney, 20 Greatest Hits, is EX, $9.99. John Duran also takes this compilation. That's sold to John Duran. Edgar Winter's White Trash in shrink wrap, VG $12.99. Edgar Winter's White Trash. VG $12.99 on that in shrink wrap. What do we have here? This is Artist MV and EE. That's the Artist MV EE. It's Psych Rock. VG Plus $14.99. VG Plus $14.99. Fame soundtrack. Fame is VG Plus $14.99. Soundtrack from Fame. Another Herb Alpert. The Beat of the Brass. EX $12.99. Who wants to give $16, 8 and 8 for both of those? Both of those Herb Alpert. Look at that. What Now My Love and The Beat of the Brass. 8 and 8 for both of those. If you're buying both. Todd said he would give 10 for Edgar Winter. Sell that to Todd for 10. Guns N' Roses was $19.99. Guns N' Roses was $19.99. Brian Ligon was first. John Lill was second on Herb Alpert. That's a loud fire truck. That's the same one that went by Saturday night. Deafening. And what do we got following behind it? A fire truck, like a pickup truck. Scott Drum, third on the Herb Alpert. I think y'all like it better when on sale, when I'm telling you the on sale price. I think it makes it a lot more simpler. And here comes some more sirens. What do we have now? Sounds like another big truck. That's one of those like pumpers. The first one was a ladder truck. That's one of the pumpers there. Okay, wow. Time out, Dave Brubeck. VG Plus $29.99. This is a 61 6-eye stereo. Dave Brubeck, VG Plus $29.99. 6-eye stereo. VG Plus $21.99. Rootless. This is EX $9.99. Rootless Docile Cobras. Folk Country, EX $9.99. And Candingo. Let me try that again. Candido. In Indigo. EX $12.99. That's a 58 mono. Tell Seth to hide, they're coming for him, is what John Young said. Seth has no comment. Lonesome Traveler, Ray Bryant. He says he's coming for your Beatles collection. You better keep your doors locked. VG minus $11.99. Ray Bryant, Lonesome Traveler. VG minus $11.99. Dave Mason, Let It Flow. VG plus $9.99. Baja Mariba Band, Rides Again. In shrink wrap. EX $9.99. Angel Heart, $24.99. Angel Heart, $24.99. Lab 78, North Texas State University, Lab Band. Leon Bredin, Director, $17.99. In shrink wrap. Sandy Denny and the Straubs, 1973 UK import, $19.99. Scriabin, The Poem of Ecstasy. This is a 1968 US stereo. That's classical music. $9.99. That's classical music. Whatever this is, it must be good because there's a sticky note on the back of it. It's She and Him, $49.99. She and Him, Melt Away, a tribute to Brian Wilson. This is a Euro import, yellow vinyl. Comes with handwritten note and autograph by M. Ward. Only 100 copies made. $49.99. Handwritten note, actually handwritten. Heart, self-titled, $22.99. Dusty Springfield Golden Hits. In shrink wrap, $24.99. Elvis Costello, Punch the Clock, with the original inner sleeve, $17.99. And Amadeus, in shrink wrap with 3 hot stickers. Grammy Award winner, nominated for 11 Academy Awards, if I could speak correctly, and newly recorded for Amadeus Motion Picture Soundtrack. That's EX $24.99. And we have a $14.99 offer on Dusty, a $17.99 offer on Heart. I'm going to go ahead and say yes to that. Sell that to John Nazarko for $17.99. She and Him and Dusty for $45. Whoa. That's like buy one, get $30 off, John Young. And Michael Nath said 15 on Amadeus. I'm going to work out a deal with Michael Nath on this. Michael, I will do $19.99 on Amadeus. 2 LP mint and shrink wrap loaded with hop stickers. $19.99 on that. Let me see what I had on Dusty Springfield. I think it was $200. Let me see here. Dusty Springfield is $24.99. Dusty would be $20. Near mint and shrink wrap. It does have a punch hole. And then the She and Him, Joe Maynard and John Young, is called Melt Away, a tribute to Brian Wilson. We've already got a couple other people saying they want this, including Chris Kirkley, at full sticker price. So, John, this is yours if you want it for $49.99. If you pass, it's either sold to Joe Maynard or Chris Kirkley for sure. Dusty Springfield is $20. Near mint and shrink wrap if you want it. Those are up to you. Michael Nath said he'd give $18.99 for Amadeus. Sell that to Michael Nath for $18.99. $18.99 for Michael Nath's Amadeus. And then these are really pending to John. 20 on this, John. He says pass on She and Him. So Joe Maynard, if you want this, it's yours. If not, it's for sure sold to Chris Kirkley. Do you have any more Slayers, Seasons in the Abyss? Those will be here tomorrow or Wednesday. John said pending on this. He's got to check his collection. No problem. And then somebody else asked about Time Brubeck. Time Out, Dave Brubeck. Let me show that again. That's one of the biggest. I can't believe this didn't sell in here. This is a VG Plus overall on the vinyl grade. It's a 61 Columbia 6i stereo. That's VG Plus $29.99. Put Joshua down for a Slayer, Seasons in the Abyss. There's a waiting list going for that. Very clean looking for VG Plus. The cover also VG or VG Plus has some writing, but there's a bottom seam split, right, or a spine, a middle seam split. Overall, a nice cover. I've seen some really trashed out of those. Dusty is in stereo, has a punch hole in shrink wrap, $24.99. It has a brown jacket. Joe Maynard, I'll go over this again. It's yours if you want it. It's She and Him, Melt Away, a tribute to Brian Wilson. It's on yellow vinyl. It comes with a handwritten note and autograph by M. Ward. Only 100 copies were made. There's the handwritten note that is autographed, and that is $49.99. Yellow vinyl, autographed, handwritten note, M. Ward, She and Him. That's $49.99. It's either yours or Chris Kirkley's. Now, I officially haven't ended it, but if anybody wants Keith Whitley, $125. Buy it now on Keith Whitley. Sell John Young, Dusty Springfield for $18.99. You can leave Joe Maynard's name on that. He said he'll take it. Sell John Young, Dusty for $18.99. That punch hole cost me $2. What's the world coming to, Tanner? All right. I think I'm going to do for my final act. I think I'm going to do a crate of $6.99 records. I've been working on thinning some out over here. I want to make sure I hadn't gone through them yet, but I am going to do some $6.99 records. I might just bring a bunch of them over here because I don't know if the whole crate is $6.99, but it's some that I've had set aside, I think. Usually I'll do a half-off crate, and then what doesn't sell for half off, it goes $6.99, and then pretty much after that, we don't show them again. So sell Rich Shockley Brubeck for $24. I'm going to read these titles, though, one more time. Yes, this was a best offer. Buy it now, best offer crate. If you want a price, a condition, grading or pressing notes, or make an offer, go right ahead. Elvis Costello, this was a classical record. Sandy Denny and the Straubs, Lab 78 from North Texas State, Angel Heart, Baja Marimba Band, Dave Mason, Ray Bryant, Candido, Rootless, Fame Soundtrack, MV and EE, Gene Pitney, Buddy Holly, Ray Charles, James and Bobby, or Bob and James. James and Bobby. Ted Nugent, Dan Fogelberg, Lee Michaels, the best of Warren Zevon. The Reddings, Nelson Slater, Tom Fogerty, Lou Reed. Blowout deal on Lou Reed. $14.99 for Coney Island Baby. $14.99 if anybody wants that. Anastasia, Loggins and Messina, Rick Wakeman, Debbie Drake, Janice Ian, John Haidt, The Nice, Fresh Air, John Fahey, The Moody Blues, Elvis Costello, City Lights, The Byrds, Roadrunner, The Gants, Garland Jeffries, Graham Edge, Neil Young. Let's see if I wanted what I got over here. with this one. I may be disappointing some people. I know this blue one on top I've already been through for $6.99. It's the one with the Justin Hayward. I think I've been through this one. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in here I cannot believe didn't sell for $6.99, but we have gone through that, I think. Let's see, have we gone through this one for $6.99? I don't think so. No, definitely not. All right, so we had Laura Nero. Yeah, let me make sure there's no, like... I do some half-off bins, and there'll be $50 records that don't sell. I don't know. I may have been through this. I don't think so. There's a couple in here that if they didn't sell for $6.99, I'm kind of surprised. Let me check the one on the bottom. The one on the bottom may be for sure the one. Yeah, this may be for sure the one. Let's see. Well, at this point, folks, I really don't know. I can't remember what I've been through or not. But I do see some titles in here that you might want for $6.99. If you've already seen some of them, you may have not seen some of them. Everything in here is going to be $6.99, including this couple I have, except for that one. And you know what? I'll leave these in here. They're great deals at $6.99, but I'll leave them in here. It's at the very end, too. I think I had those originally in like a $14.99 crate, and they didn't sell. So they didn't sell for $14.99, nor did they get an offer, so maybe they'll sell for $6.99. So was Anastasia 10? Let's see here. Anastasia was marked for $34.99. Roadrunner price. Roadrunner was VG $14.99, and I don't have putbacks. Did you find Winhand? Got to get back to work. I did not find it. I had to look for it. That's going to take some. That'll be something I'll have to do tonight. I have not attempted to look for that. I might not even be able to find it tonight. So I know we hadn't sold it unless somebody bought it here in the store. Bert said Roadrunner sold. Okay, you're about to hear me say $6.99 a lot. First, let's sell Bert Jordan Roadrunner. That was sticker. And Tony Reynolds said he would give 10 for the Ted Nugent. State of shock. I went right to it. My thumb went right to it. Sell that to Tony for $10. Michael Nath, if you want to make an offer on the Anastasia, go right ahead. I'm very negotiable on that one. I had that one marked, and I discounted it to $14.99. No takers. Everything in here is $6.99. I'm going to go through them. $6.99. The Association Live, that's a 2LP, $6.99. The Association Birthday, $6.99. Chick Corea, the Leprechaun, $6.99. Chick Corea Tap Step. Rick Wakeman, No Earthly Connection. If you don't hear me say condition notes, and they're EX Plus near mint. The Manhattan Transfer, $6.99. The B-Boy Stick-Up Kid, $6.99. Copperhead, $6.99. Wayne Fontana is $6.99. Elliot Murphy, Night Lights, $6.99. Liz Damon's Orient Express, that was sealed, $6.99. Crane, $6.99. Jim Gray wants the Association Live. That starts our $6.99. Michael Nath, I am going to sell it to you for $18. I told you I was flexible in that crate. That sold to Michael Nath that was $18. Jim Gray got Association Live. Burt Jordan was second. We have 95 North presents Primetime Still of the Night. Wow, that was originally marked $49.99. Must be a tough to get 12-inch single. $6.99. Trouble in School, Private Lines, $6.99. Love, Devotion, Surrender, Carlos Santana and Mahavishnu John McLaughlin, $6.99. Alan Parsons Project Pyramid, $6.99. Alan Parsons Project Eve, $6.99. So Pyramid and Eve. Leon Russell, Willow the Wisp, $6.99. Andy Kim, How Did We Ever Get This Way, $6.99. Moody Blues, Seventh Sojourn, $6.99. The Joy of Cooking, Closer to the Ground, $6.99. Spike Jones is Murdering the Classics, $6.99. Dan Fogelberg and Tim Weisberg, Twin Sons of Different Mothers, $6.99. A tribute to Ricky Nelson, All My Best, $6.99. Todd Tipton wants LR, Leon Russell. So far, there's been no Elvis Costello in here. and tracks on Copperhead. I don't think this is the Copperhead you're looking for, but I will read the tracks. Roller Derby Star, Kip Zizzer, A Little Hand, Kamikaze, Spin Spin, Pawn Shop Man, Wing Dang Do, They're Making a Monster. $6.99. Vicki Allison wants the primetime single. Sell this to Vicki Allison for $6.99. And last crate, Bert first, let's pull Rick Nelson for $6.99. So all three of those were $6.99. That last one sold to Bert Jordan. Allen, the 12-inch single, was already claimed. Elvis Costello is $17.99. Punch the Clock with the original winter sleeve. That's $17.99. $17.99. All right. Continuing, $6.99. Something in the Air, Pure Prairie League, $6.99. Fall into Spring, Rita Coolidge, $6.99. Dino, Desi, and Billy, Our Time's Coming, $6.99. And New Riders of the Purple Sage, Gypsy Cowboy, VG Plus, $6.99. Doobie Brothers, One Step Closer, VG Plus, $6.99. 2020, $6.99. That was originally marked $19.99. Randy Meisner, One More Song, $6.99. Carly Simon Torch is $6.99. Sean Cassidy, Under Wraps, that is sealed, $6.99. John Clemmer, Lifestyle, $6.99. David Jonathan, Here Comes the Night, $6.99. Or Joe Honenson, maybe. I don't think I ever say his name correctly. Ricky Lee Jones, Pirates. Ricky Lee Jones is $6.99. And Laura Nero, self-titled, with the Laura Nero sticker, $6.99. Another Elvis Costello. That was Imperial Bedroom. Imperial Bedroom was $19.99. If you want this one, $17. If you want both of them, $30 on the two Elvis Costellos. Dan Fogelberg, Windows and Walls, $6.99. Tom Cochran and Red Rider, that's $6.99. Jefferson Starship, Modern Times, $6.99. Merry-Go-Round, Webb Pierce, $6.99. Poco, Rose of Cimarron, that's in shrink wrap, $6.99. Don Adams meets the Roving Reporter, $6.99. Rhonda Wants TC, Tom Cochran, that's sold to Rhonda. No Hits, 4 Errors, The Best of Martin Mull, comedy record, $6.99. Webb Pierce, Golden Greats, $6.99. The Mason Williams Ear Show, $6.99. Vicki Allison Wants Jefferson Starship, that's sold to Vicki Allison. We have Dionne Warwick, Promises, Promises, that's $6.99. And now we're getting into a couple. First, Prism was $6.99, Prism Armageddon. Emerson, Lake and Palmer, Works, Volume 1, $6.99. And then here's a couple others. Really shouldn't be in here, but they are. Golden Earring, Northeast, West, South, that's $6.99. And Emerson, Lake and Palmer, self-titled. So back-to-back, Emerson, Lake and Palmer's, $6.99. And this was about to go on Discogs, but I went ahead and tagged it on. I was going to show it one night, and now it's ended up in a $6.99 bin. So I think we've looked this thing up about 3 times. I was curious what genre it was. Julius Hemphill, Coon Business, $6.99, 1975 promo. It's jazz, free jazz. It's $6.99. We originally had that marked for $35, and that's about what they sell for on Discogs. So take advantage. Bert's going to get both Emerson, Lake and Palmer's, $6.99 and $6.99. Scott Drum, you were second. Chasing Hart, Tommy Flowers first to Julius. And Ricky Lee Jones and Rita Coolidge are both sold. There's Ricky Lee Jones and Rita Coolidge. Let me find Rita. These are right here. Those are both sold to Tawana for $6.99. Well, y'all help me thin out that a little bit more. Nobody wants Golden Earring? That's one of the ones I was kind of surprised at. $6.99, or probably if I could do this over, I probably wouldn't keep it in there. But it's obviously still available. So $6.99 on Golden Earring. Scott, you were third on that. The comedy album was Martin Mull. Right? This is comedy, isn't it? Sort of. I always thought it was. I might be way off. Somebody might be like, Chad, that's heavy metal. I don't think Martin Mull's heavy metal, though. Okay. First, we have B. Smoker on the David Johannesson, or David... Somebody give me the phonics on that one. Joe Henson. Maybe it's pronounced just like it's spelled. $6.99. Next is Jeff Wants Prism, both Alan Parsons Project and Golden Earring. There's Jeff 8's golden earring. He also wants Prism. And he also wants both Alan Parsons Project. Everything in here is $6.99. There's a lot of $20 records in here. A lot of records that we consistently sell for $20. But it's also a lot of titles that we get quite often. So we've probably already sold a lot, and these are just some stray copies. $6.99. Johansson, thank you. Yeah, I think I've been saying Johannesson, which I don't know why, just what comes to mind. Okay, so one more time. These are all $6.99. We still got the Martin Mull. And somebody help me. This is he is a comedian, right? This is B Smoker. That is Here Comes the Night, and it's still available for $6.99 if you want it. John Smetzer wants Windows and Walls by Dan Fogelberg. That was, where are you, Dan Fogelberg? Right here, Windows and Walls. That's sold to John Smetzer. So $6.99. Dionne Warwick, Promises, Promises, The Mason Williams Ear Show, Webb Pierce, Golden Favorites, Don Adams, Roving Reporter, Poco, Rose, Webb Pierce, Laura Nero, John Clemmer, Sean Cassidy, Carly Simon, Randy Meisner, 2020, The Doobie Brothers, New Riders, Gypsy Cowboy, Dino Desi and Billy, Pure Prairie League, Something in the Night, Copperhead, Dan Fogelberg and Weisberg, Spike Jones, that's another comedy, Joys of Cooking, The Moody Blues, Andy Kim, Santana and John McLaughlin, Trouble in School, Private Lines, Crane, Liz Damon, Elliot Murphy, Wayne Fontana, The B-Boys 12-inch single, The Manhattan Transfer, Rick Wakeman. Surprised these Chick Coreas are still here. Chick Corea Tap Step, Chick Corea the Leprechaun, and the Association Birthday. Mull's comedy. I was about to say, make sure I wasn't crazy. Make sure I wasn't Kramer. Kramer is crazy. Yeah, it said all songs, but I don't know, they may be like funny. I know we have a lot of these, and I've sold quite a bit. Both Chicks for $12. Sell these, Dale Sanders for $12. 6 and 6. You got a discount off of 75% off. Wow. Those are sold to Dale Sanders for $12. Did you say Eddie Murphy? I did not say Eddie Murphy. Don't put words into my mouth. Right, Tanner? Tanner said sure. Vicki Allison says she'll take the B-Boys, Stick Up Kids. Just joking, Brian Ligon. This is sold to Vicki Allison. Thank you, Dale. Does anybody want to make an offer on the Elvis Costellos? These were not in the $6.99 bin. They were in the Buy It Now Best Offer bin. They were $19 and $17.99. And does anybody have any last request? We've made it to 10 o'clock. I am starving. I am ready to eat. I have not ate today. I guess if I would have started my fast, I guess the last thing I ate this morning was McDonald's. And it's been, I probably almost went through an entire fast. So you can eat whatever you want if you're fasting. I mean, you can eat McDonald's 3 times a day. Chicken biscuits are quite healthy, is what my mama has told me. Michael Naff, these are sold to you for $30. Nick, the Brian Wilson is sold. Brian Wilson is sold. Chicken, there's nothing wrong with a chicken and biscuit. That is 100% protein and nourishment. It would honestly be hard for anybody to name anything healthier, in my opinion. Especially when you're having a mocha frappe with it. And an orange juice and a water. And a chicken and biscuit to wash, or a bacon, egg, and cheese to wash it down. Lou Reed is sold to Sherry Darnell for $14.99. Sherry, you got it. It's still available and it's yours for $14.99. They stick to your ribs. Exactly. I have to have a lot of calories to survive. Otherwise, CollectCo does not. If I'm not eating, there's no record selling. Cherry Limeade. Yep. Clay Moore wants Randy Meisner. I think this is out of this crate. $6.99. It's right back here in the back. Randy Meisner, right? Where are you? It was somewhere in here. Wasn't it? I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Randy Meisner. That's Soda Claymore, $6.99. What was Pure Prairie League? That was Something in the Night, $6.99. Casablanca. Biscuits are a carb, and that's a good thing. Sausage and egg and cheese McMuffin. Wow. I'm not really big on the McMuffins, but if there was 3 of them in front of me right now, they would be gone. Poof. Obliterated, just like a couple of these crates were tonight. When I had really bad eating habits, as my mother is my witness, I would sit down and eat a whole pack of Oreos or a whole box of Little Debbie's and like a half a gallon of milk. It was bad. Could I still do that right now? Absolutely. But I have learned a lot of eating control, except for all this stuff I'm probably about to eat now. All right. Let's see. Whataburger coming to Las Vegas. Well, good. When I'm out there this fall, I'll have to eat there. I'll probably rather be eating at the Bellagio. Okay, let's make sure no last claims came through. Thanks, everybody. We'll be live again tomorrow at 7 o'clock Central Time. We will see you then. All new arrivals. There'll be new vinyl. There'll be new everything. Thanks. As always, good night from Lebanon. See you tomorrow at 7.